results?
I was going to a diabetic foot wound care center.
Mm-hmm.
As it turns out,
you really think that would be an issue?
To do because I have no.
Well, of course it would.
Symptoms.
It's the
Even
best.
though I'm diabetic, I don't have.
No one should get a conventional on that.
Okay.
And so they were treating it as though diabetes was.
Basically, whatever's in the bank, you don't pay interest on, right?
Yeah, and
Exactly.
everyone has money in the bank.
But where's the interest rate usually? How much higher than a typical 15-year product?
It's not that big.
It's
So,
not, and
the
plus,
new place is like
it's
gonna
like,
try to.
What's the drawback to it?
A better word.
It's a line of credit that's
All
locked
it does
in.
is rebandage it. No tests for anything.
that's what I would
When
use.
Friday and
I would pay off my
four
home
tests
and just draw money and say,
culture.
you pay it back.
Yeah.
And,
If you
You
need
can
it.
Your
know.
house is paid for.
First of all, they
You
need
have
to know
no
what
money
the blood
in the
flow
bank.
is.
So the money you can
effective.
use every day.
It's not. I got
But
scored
if you
a
only
7
use a
out of
little
7.
bit, you're only charging
That's
a
as good
little
as it
bit.
gets.
Yeah, I got it.
Good news then.
It's all good
no
news because I'm
downside.
resigned to the fact I was going to end up with a
There's
plastic.
no
Right,
downside,
right.
none. And if
Unless the interest rate's higher.
But the bad thing is,
But you're saying it's not.
once we let
sitting
them
down
go,
there
though,
basically rotting.
Yeah.
It's
With nobody. Yeah.
With it backing it up, it's not bad.
We're not
You
gonna
can only
get
take it off.
Oh, it's just awful. I'm sure.
we can't just say we'd rather.
No, of course not. I didn't know that would be. Well, okay, if they don't offer this product, I don't know why it's even an issue. But because everybody would do that. I
Carbon
get you.
fiber.
Right.
Because I would tell people, don't get a conventional
Oh,
loan.
wow.
Yes, you're already up.
Oh God, it was all such good news to finally hear that.
Yeah.
Has he heard, when you ran into him, has he heard our advertising and stuff?
IdealHomeLoans.com. They're also on my referral list.
I'm getting a lot of that, aren't you?
I'm
People hearing the
I
ads.
order sandwiches for Jimmy.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I've run into
Finally,
it.
Devin. We'll
Yes.
deliver one sandwich, minimum freaks, or hundreds of sandwiches. Infinity freaks.
That's what I wanted to know.
You're mayor of Freaktown, Devin. Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John, freaky out.
I'm Tammy. I get to
Yeah,
take
they
it out
are.
for work every day
Freak-a-doodle-doo.
to bake fresh bread. And we keep on baking
What a
throughout the
great
day,
thing that
so
they
it's
came up
always
with,
fresh
freaky
for our
fast
customers.
and so-
That's all.
Doodle-doo, freak-a-doo.
Oh my gosh.
Freaky fast, Jimmy John, freaky out.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to
Oh,
find
God.
a needle in a haystack.
Well,
But
how
not
big is
with
it on the
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology actively invites
What?
qualified candidates to
What's
apply
that
for a
right now?
job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of pay,
1580, I read that.
ZipRecruiter
1880. Yeah, man, I'd sell right now, 1880.
You talking about the Sandman?
I'd sell.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of
Sandman?
addiction. You
Sandman.
and your family can't lose another precious day to this horrible disease. If
Over
you're someone you know
indulged
is
in
abusing
sand.
alcohol, prescription drugs, hard illegal drugs, or if it's a mental health issue, anxiety, depression, or trauma related to substance abuse,
Gigi, how is life?
You're not alone.
Good.
Help.
Just got back from visiting Mike's family for a week in New York State.
Where?
Syracuse area,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we go up by Albany,
Oh, yeah.
Saratoga area.
I used to love, my grandmother loved Saratoga Racetrack.
Yes, we were there 2 days.
You'll speak to someone local
Mike's
about
favorite
different
place in the world, I think.
Is it really?
Oh,
that's
designed to help reduce
He grew up going there.
But
He placed his first bet at 13. You know, his mom's maiden name is Capone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he's from New York.
Yeah. Mike's mom.
Capone.
Yeah.
Or Chicago.
No relation that they're aware of, but
And
still.
if there was, they wouldn't talk about it.
Exactly.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Oh, here's Elsie.
Feeling down, and I do appreciate you.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This hour brought to you by KH Home Solutions. KH Home Solutions for your windows, siding, and doors. Welcome to the show. What can we do for you? Today we're going to talk credit, bankruptcy, building credit, qualifying for loans, debt settlement, debt negotiation. Good news. A lot of people are doing better. Bankruptcies are down, but consumer debt's up. That's interesting. Do we have a bubble here? We'll talk about that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you're just tuning in, this radio show is basically unique. Not many people can say that. Oh, yeah, we give advice, and I know there are a lot of advice shows. We give financial advice, a lot of financial advice shows, but this goes further. We get directly involved in people's lives. We solve problems. We answer questions. We take complaints. We sometimes sue people. We sometimes help people with health problems. We help people with personal problems, help people with tenant-landlord problems. And that's what we do. We get directly involved, so nobody does it. And Referralist.com is our referral base, where we have trusted people at Referralist.com. And you'll notice a theme here. A lot of people call here, and they ask for help after not using the referral list to find their people. You'll see that recurring theme. They've gone to other lists. They've gone to just like a Nextdoor or a Angie's List or Home Advisor, and then they come to us for the help. You'll hear that over and over and over. K&H Home Solutions. Windows, 25% off. Doors, 25% off. Siding, 30% off. That siding is Everlast siding, the best siding on the market. Sealed, waterproof, color fast through and through. Wood texture, feel, durable, a lifetime of durability, energy efficient. Along with their windows and doors, take advantage of the sale. Make your own appointment, khwindows.com, khwindows.com. Or just give them a call if you need details, 303-421-7100. They can match almost any color with windows and doors and siding. 303-421-7100, khwindows.com. Okay, welcome Gigi Wink from Wink & Wink. We'll talk about financial stuff as we go along. Let's talk to Terry first. Terry, what's going on with you? Hello, Terry.
Hi, Tom.
What's going on with you, Terry?
I have a small business. I've been in business since 2006. And I guess I've just been lucky, but I've never even had so much as a $50 chargeback on orders. And what happened was that I had
you took a credit card, right?
Correct. And I never swipe because I never see a client in person. It's always email orders or over the phone.
It's amazing to me how much people do on the phone that could be ripped off. Anyone can contest a charge, and you can almost do nothing about it. So what happened?
So 3 different transactions, and basically what I did was I told the client, because it was a new client, I said the product will ship once the credit card clears and the deposit is in my bank. I ran it through my credit card processing company. It cleared there. I waited. It usually takes 1 or 2 days. It showed up in my bank account as a deposit. At that point, I'm thinking good.
Yeah, but they can recall charges. They do it all the time.
Yes, and they did, but I just was unfamiliar with this. And
so what happened then? So they basically charged back how much?
It was between 3 transactions. It was a total of $22,000.
Oh my God!
Which was a huge hit to a small woman-owned business.
Whoa! So they charged back all 3 charges.
They did.
And how much was each charge roughly?
About $8,000 each. Between 7 and 8.
Yeah, to equal 22, basically.
You know, actually, Tom, the total that was charged was close to $29,000.
Right.
But what I paid out was about $22,000. The difference being my markup. So my cost for the product.
All right. So anyway,
physically out is $22,000.
Who got the product?
So it was drop shipped, which is not uncommon. I do that all the time.
To where?
To 3 different locations, and that's not uncommon for me to
ship to where? Give me some ideas.
Third party. One went to Greeley, Colorado.
Was it a home or was it a drop?
Homes.
Greeley, where else?
Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and Hamburg, Arkansas.
Wow.
Then I get a phone call, a few days later from my credit card processing company saying that it's been contested, it's a fraudulent charge. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking, how is it that the credit card processing holds no liability when they approved it? Well, because they approved it.
In your agreement, you agree to all of this. We don't have to go over that. They can't take responsibility for that. They approved it based on what they had, and if people have enough information, they get approved. Tell me how they would know. Tell me how they would know. Here's what they do. If they get an unusual pattern of charges, most companies have an algorithm that will spot something unusual for your account. And they'll email you or text you. I literally get a text from Capital One. Did you just do this? If so, confirm. They're wonderful. I don't know how they tell, but if something looks out of the ordinary, they text me. But that's for the me, for the consumer.
Right.
They don't do that for the business. They don't go and check. I mean, tell me, what would you have them do? How would they have known?
Well, it just, what I was amazed at, because in the past, any time that you try to input a charge, if anything is incorrect, it'll kick it back. If
Listen,
what did not match? What did not match?
What didn't match?
Did not match. The address, the credit card number, the 3-digit code, the expiration, everything matched except for the name. And that's why I'm just amazed that it ran, it went through.
Well, I'm surprised too. You're telling me the address did not match, the billing address?
No, the name on the card did not match.
It didn't, but
the billing address, everything.
They had the number, the expiration date, and the zip.
Yes.
But they did not have the name.
Correct. It was the wrong name.
How different was the name?
Completely.
I find that strange.
I found it very strange.
Now that is odd. That the name did not match, but they sent it through. Okay.
And then I actually received a call.
But aren't they going to? Are they going to?
Card holder.
Yeah. And what they say?
And the card holder said, is this Kimball Lighting? He said, I got a charge on my card for Kimball Lighting, and I did not authorize it. And that's when I verified with him that the phone number, the billing address, the credit card, everything was correct, except his name is Richard something.
And the name they used for you is what?
Josh.
Josh what? The same last name?
And a common last name, Smith.
Oh, but it was the same last name as this guy?
No.
It was totally different, the name.
Completely.
Did you ask your credit card processor how that happens?
I did.
And what did they say?
They basically just said, well, we don't know. It just, it went through, and that's
no, you know what? I would have said you don't have anything there, but somebody was derelict in their duties. Somehow that, I mean, I have never seen a credit card go through with the wrong name.
That's what I thought.
Now, I don't know what you do about it. I really don't know what you do about it, where the chain of commerce is. But normally I'd say you don't have a bitch, but here you do. You have a gripe, and it's worth it because, I mean, they could have gotten the name and you would have still been ripped off, and you agree to that. But, Terry, this is unusual. And I think I would go, I don't know, to whoever approved it. That's who I would go to. And I would initiate some kind of action.
And that's what I'm wondering is if I have any legal recourse, or if you have
everyone has legal recourse. Whether or not it's worth pursuing is another story.
Right.
They say you can sue mashed potatoes, but what are you going to get? You can sue anything. Well, I think you truly have to sue a person. I'm not sure, but I think you do. Gigi, you couldn't sue mashed potatoes, could you? I mean,
I don't think so.
I think you have to.
Mashed Potatoes LLC.
I think. Okay. You know what? You're right. Okay. Right. So here's the deal. Yes, Suzanne.
I think really what she should do in the future is call the cardholder's phone number, or to verify the name and everything.
Yeah, but no one does that, Suzanne. Do you know how many? Think about how many transactions you could get away with. If you're a ripoff with a credit card, even if you have a legit card and you call and say I didn't make it.
Right.
But I'm saying that might be the only way she's going to be able to protect herself in the future, Tom, is by calling the issuing merchant for that card and verifying the name, verifying everything on it.
But most fraud, though, Suzanne, they have the correct name. I mean, it just is a freak accident they didn't have this guy's name. I mean, it's weird. But I don't think it should have been approved. Do we know a credit card processor? Do we know one? I don't think we have one as an angel. We need to get one. We need to find out. Just for information. Do you know one time, Joan Sullivan dabbled in that business. Could you ask her if she has a contact?
What's the question?
Joan Sullivan, by the way, is with Approval Reverse Mortgages. Of course, she does reverse mortgages. But I want to ask her if she knows anyone. Here's the question, Mark. How does someone get a credit card transaction approved? If they give the right number, the right expiration, the right code. Did they have the 3-digit code?
They did.
The right address. But, Mark, the wrong name.
Yep.
If my name does not match the credit card, they won't put it through. If I put the wrong name down.
Like on our websites.
Yes.
Okay, I can go in and I can set the security where I want it. I can make it to where if every single thing doesn't match, that it will not go through or go through. You can set up your own security.
You can?
Yes.
Oh.
You can say, if the address is wrong, decline. If the address is right and the CVC number
is right,
it's your credit
card processor.
It's up to you.
You know what? Who's your credit card processor?
It's called WorldPay.
They're the ones that did this. Why don't you call them and ask them how it got approved with the wrong name? Ask them. Call us back. Hold on. Get Terry's name and number. Meanwhile, let's pursue a credit card processor. If there's anyone out there who does credit card processing, please call us. I mentioned approval reverse mortgage, so I may as well mention Joan Sullivan's number, 303-771-3528. She's a trusted member of the referral list. Now, reverse loans are for a few, but the ones it works with, it works great with your equity. Okay, 303-713-8255. We'll come back and talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. If you're looking to save money on floors, simplyfloorsinc.com will give you Simply savings. Why? Because they buy all the same product at all the same prices. They get the same buying power as the big boxes, the mills, the outlets. They do. But the owner, Buddy Mitchell, says, I simply decided to make less profit and to pass the savings on to my workers and to the employees and to the salesmen, the installers, and consumers. Everyone shares in the savings. Consumers get the best value, best prices. Check it out for yourself. Listen, if you're getting flooring, at least check out Simply Floors, Inc. They're at 52nd and Ward, southwest corner if you want to drop in. But it's best to just go to simplyfloorsinc.com.
Figure out what scenario I'm a thief that I would have the security code but not their name.
Tesla's in
So
trouble.
weird.
This doesn't almost like it was a key or something was bad.
Right. Yep. And they were. Yep. They just had. They screwed up on the.
I mean, I can understand that going forward, but to go to someone and say, "Hey, remember all that business you did with us? Give me money back." It's weird.
And watch out for a little bit of delay coming out of the tech center.
How hard that code is to get.
I do too.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I
don't know why.
I guess if you hand a waiter or waitress your card,
they can get it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? How did it get?
Why would they use a different name?
I might have downloaded the app.
Do we know what product is that they?
She said something lighting at one point. So my guess is it's
Kimball Lighting.
Yep.
Yeah, I talked to her and stuff. So the
Man,
fluke
that
meters,
sucks.
It was what?
fluke meters, you know, different fluke meters and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they're high end, but these guys were ordering 7 of them, 10 of them, 13 of them, and she basically marked them up. And so
we couldn't even do anything for them anyhow, Tom.
She didn't say,
you know what I'm saying? We
Well,
couldn't do it if we wanted
it sounds like maybe
because of
they
American.
did 3 orders going to 3 different places. And
Well, what I'm saying,
I didn't even think of that.
It's so weird. Yeah, why wouldn't you do it all in one
that's a
charge?
weird American thing for a thief to buy.
Yeah.
how do you get rid of it? Easy to find.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Blue brand, yeah.
No.
terrible.
Affordable interest mortgage, I don't personally do it.
Yeah.
It's a fluke.
But they can be on the referral list.
That's what I told them. I mean, I just emailed them.
And we can do, you know what, we can do some help. We ought to have a meeting with them.
That's what I'm working on. I think he's pretty bummed out that he wanted radio ads more than anything.
They can still advertise too.
No, I told him that.
Oh, wait, the guy
They can't, that's right, they can't. No one's allowed.
That's what I told him. It's an exclusive out here with the exception of the grandfather.
And had a big oil leak. Would be great for you.
But I threw the other ideas out.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and here are the facts. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money, all while owning your home. That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, you can feel confident about living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage
Well, this would be a good one to get on.
so conversations are simple,
That's where it's at.
Oh, I know. Clint, I'm waiting.
I just forward you a pretty cool one to get on if
No,
you
that
get
was
time.
Dad said that.
Yeah, did you see
It's
that?
just that he's saying between a major and a minor. Is what
Hey, I'm a major.
What are we talking
your
about?
major, the goalie.
Oh, my oil leak, this will not.
He left another message.
Here's the picture he sent, Clint. Did I show you?
Yeah, and I got a problem with that too.
He said you were?
Doesn't that oil look filthy?
It's got 220,000 miles on it.
I know, but I just changed the oil.
It doesn't matter. 220,000 miles?
Yeah. God, it's really hard to do.
Is this your car? Is this back to you again? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Now what's the bitch? What's the bitch?
The guy's just not gonna.
He said he wanted to be on the radio.
He wants to come on here.
He thought it would be good radio.
It would be good radio.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Kind of.
Well, first of all, it is, and it has nothing to do with us.
I know.
No, it
So I'm
doesn't.
saying, I never called him back. I just told him. Mark and
You know, actually,
But Clint, there is one thing that I just personally, between you and I refuse to believe. And that is he didn't just pull it out of his ass to work for me, and he didn't get it from the clipboard. I know that you listen, it's natural. Everyone in the world fucking mentions it. Dan mentions it. Mark mentions it. Everyone mentions it that has an association with me. They do. They mention it. They mention it as a badge of credibility. They mention it just because, hey, you're not messing with you're not messing with an ordinary person. It's so natural that if you never mentioned it, I would call. I know.
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Well, the guy said absolutely you mentioned it 3 or 4 times, and I can see that happening. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying I can see it happening. To say that didn't happen is just not logical. The guy just totally was
50-56
adamant.
it ends at 944-5056 because we have like 1 million.
But my point is this: the thing that's good radio about it is anyone can say that.
He's
So
even,
big
he
deal.
sent me,
What does that mean?
the guy that, he sold it, you know he sold it, right?
He resold it.
He resold it and he sold it for $1,700.
And how much did he pay?
And then
for
he
it?
sent me the info to the guy he sold it to
What
because he wants me to talk to
what
him
did he-
too.
Oh, you're kidding me.
But did he sell it with knowledge?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Who do you want me to go to, Suzanne? Do we have new
Well,
info?
I called and left a message for the payment processor for line 4.
Yes.
But I think what her question is, at least my understanding, Tom, is she wondered what attorney she could use to go after the person that ripped her off. And I'm wondering
Well, how's
if
she going to
she's
find the
screwed.
person?
Right.
Where is she going to find the
well,
person?
wherever she shipped the product to, maybe, unless she shipped it to a P.O. box.
Well, I don't think she can find a. I don't know who you sue. I mean, who does she sue? First of all, any attorney by the hour, except, personal injury, they specialize in personal injury. Okay? Joe Lazzara, he specializes in criminal defense. He does a little what? He does some personal injury, but criminal defense. Who would we get? General attorney.
Like a collection attorney?
Who do I always... I don't know why he's been with us
And
forever.
probably,
John is Don Davis.
John Davis?
He's a good all-around litigator attorney.
But if she sent it out of state, she'd have to go to the state
Mark
she sent
Cranack.
it to?
Well,
how does that work?
There was one in Greeley. But Terry, just the fact that you sent it to someone doesn't mean they're fraudulent. Did you check out the Greeley address? Did you go there or check it out?
I just looked at it online.
Who is it? Where? What is it? A home?
It was an apartment.
Okay. Now, some of these people that receive goods and forward them they're called freight forwarders. They're duped too. They're told that this is a job, and they receive packages, and then they ship them. They think they're doing a legit job for someone. Listen, I don't know what Terry. I really think you're wasting your time. Although I would call Greeley police and have them check out that address. I would. I really would. I'd start something in Greeley just for the heck of it. See, I mean that's somewhere to start. But as far as civil,
police department, which is where I'm based.
Yeah, but you ship to Greeley, so you call Greeley and you say, hey, what's going on? I shipped up there,
and you got to tighten up your card authentication too.
Well, that's my biggest beef, I guess, really is with my credit card processing company. Like why they don't accept any liability here.
I left a message
Well, I
for
think
them.
they should. I think they should, but I don't know what you agreed to. Okay, you may have agreed to that set of security standards, Mark said we get to choose our security standards. So, Terry, check out your card holder, not your card holder, your agreement with your processor. We also will contact the processor. But that's all we can do right now. It's a lesson for everyone in business. What's going on with Jerry? Jerry, I'm Tom Martino, and welcome to the show. What's going on in your life, Jerry?
Well, what I'm doing is I've got the same condition I think you had with your sinuses.
Well, I had... If you're talking about the one that left me with tinnitus,
yeah.
And actually almost, I was near, honest to God, I was really near a serious brain infection, and it's called mastoiditis.
I'm going to write that down.
You got it through the sinus squeeze thing, right?
We really don't know, Mark, but that's what it seemed like. I had not the pot that you just pour through without pressure. I had the kind you squeeze.
That's what I got.
Doctors tell me when you squeeze, if you put pressure into your sinuses, moisture can get trapped, and it can cause bacteria to grow. It can cause infection where it goes deep into the ear or into the mastoid bone. That can cause then meningitis. Is it meningitis, the infection of the brain?
I think so.
The swelling of the brain. It can cause some serious problems where you die. And mine was so close to my brain that I had to go in every 3 or 4 days for imaging while I took antibiotics, first intravenously and then regular. And I'm telling you, Jerry, but if you have mastoiditis and a really bad infection, you would know it. You're weak. You're totally weak and sick and dizzy and
there you go.
Your face. But it could be something simple too. Listen, we're not going to diagnose you. I don't know why you jump from just an ear infection to.
Well, I've fought this condition for like 5 years. Nobody can find it. And I've been to hospitals and everything. So I'm going to get with the doctor and tell him this.
You know what? I went to specialists, too, and they found nothing. In fact, my ears were clear. It was so deep in my head, it took one doctor to find it, and his name is Carter. He's an ENT. Carter, I got to think of
Did they do an ultrasound, or how did they find it?
He just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. Yes, it's Dr. I think it's Donald Carter, but they call him something. He has a nickname. It's not Don. But I'm telling you,
Donald Carter. I'm just going to write it down.
I think it is. I want to say that. I think maybe it's Carter, and he's an ENT, and he found it. All I know is he found it, and the same day he found it, I was in surgery. So it's just bad. Okay, but you don't have that, I don't think. I mean, listen, man, if you're fighting this for years, you wouldn't have lived that long. You really wouldn't have.
I probably did.
Do you still use that spray thing?
Yeah.
No, don't use it, man. Do not. Here's what was explained to me. You know the neti pot that you pour through and it just pours out? That's fine because you're not using unusual pressure. But when you use, and you still have to vacate pretty well. You have to make sure it's out.
Yeah.
But when you squeeze, if you squeeze, and it doesn't really explain the amount of pressure you need to use. If you use just a little too much pressure, you can get moisture trapped up in there in your sinuses. It might start with a sinus or ear infection. It goes deeper. It's terrible. I'm just telling you, man, be really careful. And don't use it anymore, for God's sakes. At least stop doing that. 303-713-8255. Yep. I'm telling you, man, don't do that. And speaking of the tinnitus, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, after I got the tinnitus, they helped me treat it. You see, not all tinnitus is related to ears. Sometimes it can be sinus. It can be a head injury, nerve damage. It's not hearing at all. In fact, some people thought if they were so frustrated, I swear to you, so frustrated with tinnitus, some people have been known to go deaf on purpose, ask a doctor to make them deaf, thinking it would take the tinnitus away, and it didn't. Tinnitus is in the nerves. Anyway, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, they understand it. They have something called the Synchra that trains your brain around it, and it's a permanent solution. They also have some hearing aids that help depending on the frequency of your tinnitus. They're experts. 303-534-0163. They do hearing loss too. The good news, you have free test drives on anything you try. That's 303-534-0163, helpforringing.com.
I thought it was that caused that.
root canal.
Yeah, yeah.
That went bad, but.
Is that a different thing?
No, it could have been the same, but what really did me in was that sinus veins.
Ever since you told me that, I squeeze, I barely squeeze.
Or use the neti. I use the one that does that.
Yeah, but if you're really, it just doesn't work as good. That's
You can suck it up though.
Yeah, it still doesn't work as good. The other key is to get the right temperature water.
You're right. The temperature water is a big
Well, yeah, but whether it's warm or cold, it gets trapped.
No, I mean for the effectiveness.
Oh, yeah, just do this, Mark, like really. All you do is just push it.
That's how I do it.
I didn't know that. Does it say on there?
You know, I've never read the instructions. It's such a basic thing.
Oh, my God.
I could see if you were really stuffed up with a cold, you really shouldn't be using it. I basically use it purely allergies.
Okay.
And so,
I'll tell you, my dad for years, man, was addicted to Africa.
How do you get off it? Because that'll
cold turkey, man.
It'll ruin your passage. You won't breathe anymore. When you say addicted, his tissues were.
Yeah, I mean, he would, without it, I mean, he couldn't breathe.
How can I?
Yeah, it took him, I bet, 6-7 months without going it before he could breathe normally again. That's how bad it was. Now, we've all had a cold so bad where you really have to have it, but shit, man. He was using it every morning, every afternoon.
No. It's just Dr. Carter, ENT. Dr. Donald Carter.
You ever use Vicks vapor rub when you were a kid?
Oh, love days. I think that is one of the best.
Tell me about that.
It just is that.
It is.
It just makes everything nice and warm and. Yeah.
I remember when I was really little, my mom put on my chest when I was sick.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I don't remember ever using it on our kids. Our kids are 18 and 16.
Dr. Pete Carter.
It kind of brings back memories and stuff when
you smell it.
Yeah.
And delete them, yeah.
And then remember they'd sell
you never forget that smell.
what do you call it, a humidifier.
Yep.
Yep.
And you would put the Vicks
in
the humidifier at the top.
I wonder if that really did any good. Why did they not do it anymore?
I think they do. I don't know.
Affiliated ENT. He might have retired, actually.
Oh. Yeah.
Everything back then was a home remedy.
When's your buddy coming back in? I like that doctor.
You got to be damn sick.
He hasn't been in for well over a year.
Mustard plasters.
What's his name?
Yeah. Put warm oil in. I don't know what kind of oil.
Oh, it's
not that I did live
he went North Carolina.
What does he usually come into town for?
He gives talks, lectures. Buddy Mitchell always goes to see him because he gives those health features.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
The paleo thing.
The oil actually had a
okay, so I would ask when he's
getting soft and wax. Maybe that's what they thought the earth was from.
Facebook's.
I have a feeling hammered today.
Yes, those Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
No.
What about Amazon? Down?
Why don't you believe me? Just like you don't believe
Amazon stock. I bought it around $1,200, so it's
what is it right now?
$585 up.
It's down $32.
Oh,
should I grab it now, Mark? Should I grab it?
Too late.
Our big one's tomorrow.
They've been making.
We're going to see what happens tomorrow.
Party after.
This is the gambling. This is the real gambling tomorrow.
Well,
how that stock reacts to earnings, and then the ex-dividend date.
Oh,
help. I call it help, even though it's HCL. We're all going to be screaming help tomorrow. It's either going to be kick-ass or not. So tomorrow they come out and say how they did for the quarter, and then the very next day, if you hold it, you collect your 6%.
75 cents.
Oh, that's funny. They have the dividend the day after.
Yeah, they always do.
Can they give a dividend if they don't make money?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They have to.
Absolutely. Many companies give dividends.
GE up until recently.
Oil companies the last 3 years were not making money. We're still giving dividends.
This one's unique, though. I mean, 18% a year. Actually, it's up to over 20% now annually.
Yeah, depending on where it sets. Yeah.
That's amazing, though. 20%.
And it's guaranteed.
You figure you put $1 million in it, you make $200,000 that year. It would have to drop 20%, and you'd still break even.
You said they're mining that sand, yet it's rounded sand.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's got to be the
Wisconsin.
right shape.
Aren't you from Wisconsin?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what the big, they call it, white sand.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's got to
Frank
be?
Duran, the realestateman.com will help you
Every time if you're looking to buy. Now, we talk about how he sells homes quicker and for more money. When it comes to buying, it astounds me how he gets there and finds things fast. But, you know, there's no substitute for just hard work, and that's what he does. I think the man works all the time. Anyway, Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, and you can always find Frank on the referral list at referrallist.com, 303-920-1622. Now, I've said this before, when you go to buy, truly, if you want your application to go to the top of the heap, say cash, no contingencies, or cash deal, or there's one more thing you can say, pre-approved can close in like so many days. Why? Because Ideal Home Loans does that with a pre-approval. Let me get this straight. When you call, you're not getting pre-qualified. Oh, yeah, Tom, we think you can borrow this. They literally run you through the process and approve you with a house XYZ. XYZ is an amount. Anything up to that amount, you're done. Brent, isn't that really how it works, and all you need is the title work?
That's right. You know, all we need at that point is we need title work, appraisal, an acceptable contract, and inspection, and we are ready to close. And as you mentioned, we're finding again and again that this process with our clients is getting their offers to rise to the top, even when it's not the highest dollar amount offered on the property.
Because they know you're going to close. And what does pre-approval? How long does that take in and of itself?
You know, you can get started on the phone, submit all your documentation to us. We can get everything through underwriting and have an answer in as little as 4 days.
Wow. When you're pre-approved, you go out and shop, you know the amount of house, up to that amount, you're done. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Thank you very much. Nancy, she has a problem with one of the worst customer service companies in the entire universe. I say this every time. It's just the worst. We have never had a company worse in dealing with than DirecTV. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's what happened with me, unfortunately. Through CenturyLink, I was getting Prism TV, but they're doing away with that.
Oh, they are? I wonder why.
I don't know, because we loved it.
Wasn't it like just a streaming service, right?
Yeah, but you got the locals. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, they're doing away with Prism, they call it?
Yes.
All right. Now,
and so they said that they would hook me up then with DirecTV for less money than what I was paying, and for the same, basically the same channels.
DirecTV is way more expensive.
Well, I know, but this is, you know.
Way more expensive than what, Mark?
Than Prism. Prism was like $35 a month.
Doesn't DirecTV have a streaming service? DirecTV Now or something?
Yep, they sure do.
And don't you think that's a good deal?
Hell yeah, it's a good deal. It's cheap.
I know. But why do they compete with themselves?
I don't know.
Why does anyone have satellite anymore when you have broadband? Why?
Why
does anyone have anything? You know, I don't know why I have cable. I never watch it. There's not one program you can't get on a local app and broadband. There's nothing I don't know why we have normal TV.
DirecTV's, they got that football package still they have locked up pretty good, but there's even ways around that now.
Okay, so Nancy, what's your problem with DirecTV? Let's get right to the problem.
Yes. So I agreed to have them install DirecTV. So they came to install, and they put everything up, you know, and then they said, okay, you have to sign this because you're now on a 2-year contract.
Who was the one we found lying about their packages? Was it Direct or was it Dish?
Dish was horrible for a while. We haven't had any complaints.
CenturyLink. CenturyLink was
That's on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They never told me that there was a 2-year contract. I didn't know.
They're always, I mean, I knew that.
And so...
Well, what did you think it was, month to month?
Well...
What did you think?
I thought that I still had like 6 months on my Prism. I thought this was just going to go to the end of that contract, and then we would start again.
Wait a minute. You thought this was taking the place of Prism for the last 6 months of Prism?
Yeah.
Because they said we're discontinuing Prism.
Right.
Did they refund you anything for the discontinuation of Prism?
It was probably month to month.
It was month to month.
Okay. Yeah. So, Nancy, I can't help what you thought if you were presented with other. I don't know. There's no way of knowing. All I want to know is what. Do you want out of DirecTV? Is that the bottom line? You want out of DirecTV?
I want out of the 2-year contract.
Okay. How long have you been in it?
Since June the 11th.
They do have a cancellation.
Why do you want out?
Fee of some sort.
Why do you want out?
Well, they don't have a cancellation.
Why do you want out?
Because I'm not getting what they told me. I don't get on demand. I had to call and call and call. Finally, they sent a tech out to see why I'm not getting it.
And?
He couldn't really tell me
So
either.
right now you're not getting on demand?
Not correctly, no.
What does that mean?
Once in a while, I can record a movie, and then I have to wait the 2 hours or whatever to play it. But sometimes it won't even do that. Sometimes it just throws me out and says that, that it's not available.
Right. Okay.
That could be your internet service.
Not with DirecTV,
no,
right? Because
no, I have it, and
but I thought that's off the internet. Do you get it? I mean, off the
I've
satellite.
noticed that when our internet's not in a good place, you can't.
Wait a minute. If your internet's down, you can't access the satellite. That doesn't make sense.
I've noticed an impact.
Well, no, why does that make sense if you're
using
using a satellite dish?
Because it uses your internet to download as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how they do it.
So that's why she's waiting 2 hours for a movie.
Wouldn't that be screwy if really the DirecTV antenna was just a joke and they're doing everything broadband now? Wouldn't that? No,
I wonder why they didn't put the caller on DirecTV now, like you were saying, though, because really that's like Prism, like what she had.
Nancy, you had a dish put up and everything?
Yes.
It seems to me if they can't do service for you, you haven't. I hope you did not give him your bank account. If you did, then you're crazy and I can't help you. If you gave him a credit card, you're great. Did you give him a credit card?
Yes.
Good. Stop your credit card
There
payment
is an early termination, though. She can get out of this.
But it's going to cost her.
It's like $20 a month.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you've got 23 months left, it would be 23 times 20.
Well, that's terrible.
Well, I'm just saying. She's saying there's no way out. That's the way out.
Okay, Nancy, I would cancel for breach of contract, and I would simply go to my credit card. I'm serious. Who's your issuer on the credit card?
U.S. Bank.
They're pretty good at this. You can go online and contest it, and you say breach of contract. You are not getting on demand, and that's it. I would make them respond. They won't respond, and the money will stay. You just cancel. You cancel, and you go to your credit card. That is why I love credit cards.
There's more to it, though. She's got all this expensive equipment. You better do something with it.
You tell them they can come and get it. They can come and get it. And if they say that you talk to them, yes. You call them now, tell them you're canceling. Bar none, you're canceling. And then if they try to put that on the credit card, you contest it, the termination. That's what you do first. We will help you, but not until you exhaust what you can do personally. Nancy, Suzanne will even give you a number to call back. We will definitely help you. Suzanne, you can give her 303 Martino. People can always find us there. 303-627-8466. So remember this. Credit cards have protection, not just for theft and fraud, but for disagreements. I love them for that. They will get involved. Now remember, even if the credit card says, we agree with you, that doesn't mean they can't come after you another way. See, that's not binding arbitration. It's simply saying, we're not going to bill and pay for you. It doesn't get you out of the bill itself. I'll bet you find, Gigi, on bankruptcies, people who have successfully, they have challenged their credit card charges. But then what happens is those creditors are still out there. Even though it was taken off their credit card, the creditors are still claiming their owed money.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I'm not aware of any that specifically. I've never heard that specific story.
Yeah, where they keep.
But I mean, legally, yeah.
I want to ask you this: when it comes to credit card debt, have you ever heard of people keeping credit cards through a Chapter 7?
No.
The actual account. Do the credit?
Okay, years ago, I heard a client told me that their Victoria's Secret card stayed open. That would have been GE Capital Retail Bank at the time.
Most credit cards, even if you're paying.
Yeah, gone. They'll lock up. They'll shut them down.
Why? Let's say zero balance.
I think it's just corporate policy.
Because you no longer have personal liability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right or not?
Wait, what was that?
On a credit card.
Yeah.
If you successfully, if it's a zero balance.
Yep.
And you go through bankruptcy, and that was listed.
Yeah.
And they don't close it. You don't have personal liability anymore, do you?
I would think it would be liability would be wiped out as anything existing on.
But when you make a new charge,
they couldn't even report it for that matter.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I think that's why they close them all down.
I had every single credit card remain open during my business fiasco years ago. Every single personal one except that one that
that was a mess.
But everyone stayed open because I kept paying. And you see, anyway, the point I'm making is this:
and you didn't reaffirm them. They just kept them open.
They kept them open because I was paying, and I never stopped paying ever.
Yeah.
Never had a consumer debt ever. So they kept them open. I don't know why. Every single one is open, and it's been open the whole time. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This report is brought to you. And they're reporting them on your credit?
I think when you
or
sign
they
a credit card
name?
receipt. Oh, maybe.
Were they the business name?
No. It was a business 7, but still, I was
right, but
personally
you were personally liable on the card.
And every card was reported, every one of them. And every card stayed open.
Wow.
Except for Bank
You're just unique.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Bank of America.
They sued me.
Or they
sued me
for like.
Because you know why they sued me? Because I wanted to pay them.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take it, and they said it was fraud.
Even though you're trying to pay.
I can see why they'd leave them open because you're continuing to pay. Why would they not?
I didn't have anything.
I think I was.
No, usually everything goes. Boom, done. Zero balance included in bankruptcy. That's what it.
They were just gone. Everything gone.
Yeah, just
on
gone.
mine. Everything. I mean, cards like I had for years, like a Sears card, shit like that. Never used them for years.
They closed everything down.
Mine still reports too. Open
that
and
is
reports.
Wild.
Special.
You are special.
No, I mean,
I've never.
I bet they changed accounts or something.
No, I mean,
they didn't send you.
I mean, I had other cards because of theft and stuff like that. After that, but
maybe that's how it happened.
No, it happened after, Mark. Everything went through except for one.
Mm-hmm.
One was closed.
And the rest, you just were not on the right radar because you were paying them, so they didn't care. They were happy.
Oh, wait, maybe, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Maybe his attorney never notified him.
No.
Maybe they weren't listed in the bankruptcy.
No, you had to listen.
Why?
I mean, you technically have to list them, but it doesn't.
Even if there's zero debt?
Mark, I have my
there's zero, you don't have to list them.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they were probably all zero on the day you filed.
Then you didn't have to list them.
So maybe you didn't list them. Because you don't have to list it if it's zero.
Wow.
That
doesn't mean they won't still close it down.
That's how the attorney did it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because you pay them in full every month. You probably were paid up.
And you don't have to list a zero balance.
And they were like, we're cool.
They were supposed to let me know ahead of time.
Nor did they ever know. I mean, that's really the whole thing.
10 p.m. on Saturday
Even
night.
thow I believe they have
Either 7 a.m.
reporting systems that are just, well, they run like Social Security numbers sweeps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got lucky on that, but I see, I bet they were zero.
Talking to a third party.
I handed my trustee $12,000 in cash. He couldn't fucking believe it.
Oh, I bet not.
He said, never has anybody ever done that.
Wow. No,
I look back on it, I think I was crazy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have filed or shouldn't have paid cash?
I shouldn't have given them that cash.
Well, yeah, that. I wouldn't have advised you to do that. Because then that makes them go, oh, what else has this guy got?
Well, everything else was fine.
Was listed.
Or it did the exact opposite.
They're like, we're done. Nothing left.
Well, no, there was other stuff, but I'm saying he thought I was crazy.
Hey, Mark, to back up to DirecTV, our phone lines in our neighborhood are all eaten by squirrels.
Yeah.
So
why do you have a landline?
Huh?
What do you possibly have a landline for?
For the fax and for the computer. Yeah, my wife still uses fax.
Yeah, but
You fax to email, fax to print.
It's like $3 a month, but keep going. We're not here to make fun of you.
Anyway, you can't. Anyway, I know that when internet is down, you're right, the on-demand doesn't work. And you can't record movies.
Yep.
Well,
it's the on-demand
it can kind of work, but it generally doesn't.
It's a little weird. It's like bare bones.
Or it'll just sit there and basically refresh, or it'll take like a half hour to start the show.
Because the internet comes over
internet.
Yeah, the internet comes over that damaged phone line.
Uh-huh.
But
you should, if you live where you can get Comcast, you should have Comcast.
I can't because of the same problem with cable. So the squirrels eat all the insulation off of it. And it's an older neighborhood.
Well, why don't you bury everything underneath so the squirrels don't?
Well, ours is buried, but on down the line from us north, it goes through back. There's no alley. It's all trees going down through there, and they just said it didn't worth the effort to.
Make a deal with the squirrels.
Yeah.
I'll feed you if you stay quit eating the lines.
Ugh.
They have a deal with the squirrels.
Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal, used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. They have the biggest selection around, really, if you think about it, from day to day, and it changes. So if you go one day and they don't have what you want at 63rd and Federal, go back another day, they may have it. You can also check Rocky'sAutos.com. And, of course, they have selection and financing as well, 40 different lenders. Somebody once asked, why do they have so many lenders? Why do you need them? There are some lenders that like certain credit, and some will only accept A and B credit. Others will go C and D, even E. Others want a big down payment. Others will take a small down payment. So what they do is try to match the lender with you. Some don't require a down payment or very minimal. Then that's a certain lender and a certain interest rate. So you get the best package for you at Rocky's, whether it's financing or not, or a car, and definitely higher values on trades. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7 are the summer hours. And the number is 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal. Let's keep going here. Look, we love helping people. But remember, when you call here, you may be used as an example for others, not because we are trying to give you a hard time, but we want to bring out the issue itself. That's what we want to do. Heather's been waiting a long time, so I'll take Heather. Heather, go ahead. What's going on? Heather? Oh, I hope she didn't hang up. Heather? I'm going to
Tom.
Let's put her on hold and see, and then we'll do that, okay? 303-713-TALK. I'm going to take people who have been waiting. Tammy, what's happening? Okay, Tammy.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Tammy.
I'm going to go outside.
That's
Look,
okay.
I came over to my neighbor's house.
Oh, okay. Don't worry
can
about
rock
it.
the baby.
Tell me what's going on. Hey, what baby?
Well, my 3-year-old granddaughter.
Oh, so what's happening?
Oh, well, we live in ghetto apartments in Brighton.
What do you mean ghetto? I mean,
they're horrid.
are you saying the landlord is doing a bad job?
Well, we have roaches.
Yeah.
I'm from the South. I've
Ooh.
never had roaches till I lived here. I've been here 18 years.
Where are you from? The South? Where?
Texas.
Okay. Is that the South, really?
They fly.
Okay, so you got roaches. What else?
Anyway, mice.
Really?
Numerous friends in the. It was a pretty small complex, but so I have friends.
How many units?
Oh my gosh, I counted one time. There's 3 floors and maybe 9 on each floor.
Okay, roughly 30 apartments or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mice, plumbing issues.
All right.
This weekend.
Now, Tammy, what made you call? Which is the one thing that broke the camel's back?
This weekend.
What happened?
Okay, so a little bit of backstory. Last summer, we had a fire on the 3rd floor. The girl was cooking French fries with grease, not the smartest move.
Okay.
So they've been remodeling it. Number one, when they were ripping everything out because it was a complete loss, they found asbestos. No one, they didn't send out notices. They didn't do anything. You know, we just came home one day and there's that plastic stuff all around the door. I'm like, oh my God, that means asbestos. I used to live at Fitzsimmons. They told us not to hang anything heavier than a regular nail. They were like super, like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. They never said anything. And like, there's another couple that lives here. I said something. They're like, they never said anything about asbestos. Because I had asked them if they had
but
problems.
we're going too far off right now.
Sorry.
So keep on track. What's happening now?
Friday, they shut the main valve off so they could do some work on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
I came home Friday afternoon, evening. There was gunk in the bathroom sink. I went into the kitchen. There was water all over my kitchen floor. My dishwasher was puking water all over the kitchen floor. I called. They sent somebody out. I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning. Saturday, we went to the parade for Adams County Fair. We came home. Water all over the floor again.
What happened?
Crap in the kitchen.
What happened?
In the bathroom sink. They sent somebody out again just to snake it. And I said, okay, now you need to send somebody out to clean this water up. So they sent somebody out to clean the water up. But
so what happened? Where are we going with this? I mean, this is terrible, but what do you want?
Thing after thing after thing
do you
after
want
thing.
Do you want out of your lease?
Well, right now I'm on a month-to-month. I was actually trying to move back to Texas, but
so if you're on a month-to-month, really,
said no.
and I'm serious when I tell you this, Tammy, it's easier to get out of there than to try to make a landlord do something. I'm not telling you
to live anywhere else.
Well, I'm not telling you it's impossible to make a landlord do something, but unless it violates the very minimum standards of habitability. What I'm saying is standards of habitability are very minimum. If they meet those, you can't make someone a good landlord. You can only make them minimal. So
well, I have other neighbors that have huge plumbing issues, and they're like, we don't have the budget. We don't have the budget.
Well,
my bathtub is actually broken. They should have fixed it. They were going to fix it in November. They still haven't fixed it.
You know,
they have to rip my bathtub out.
How many times? Hold on a second. How many times do we hear about bad landlords? Why? Because they can rent and get away with it. She said the key words. I can't afford to live anywhere else. So you're kind of stuck. What can we do? We can shine a light. That's the best we can do, Tammy. We can call, tell them we're watching. Hold on.
Student loans, car loans, high-interest credit card loans.
No, it was horrible. The owner said, you know what, you're right. I'm going to shut the whole fucking thing down. They're all going to be homeless.
Oh.
He wasn't kidding. It was the worst damn place, man.
I never went to that, but
oh my God, he wasn't kidding. He's
awful.
He's like, bring the heat on. Okay, where else? Then all of a sudden, all these people I went out to help started calling me up because he was telling them it was going to be shut down. They were all going to be homeless.
Oh my God.
You know,
They lived in, you know, those things in on the back of the pickup truck, Gigi, like those little camper things.
Oh yeah.
Like 35-year-old ones. I mean, they're living in there.
Oh.
They go get water each morning in their 5-gallon buckets to bring back to their trailers.
You know, not to defend the guy, but some of these people buy into investments badly, and they can't. They have no money in their budget to do anything with because they. I know somebody bought into a 4-unit. He's upside down it already.
Oh, what kind of unit?
4-unit. He's already upside down it.
So he bought the whole, or just bought one?
He bought the 4 units. It's a 4-unit thing or that. But he paid way too much for his payments and expenses. He has no money left to do anything with. I mean, it's his bad investment beating those people up. Still his fault.
Right.
That one a couple of weeks ago blew me away. She called up. She was complaining. You know what her rent was each month? I couldn't believe it. $20. $20 was her portion. She was Section 8. I'm going $20. $20.
How do you?
She was bitching.
She was bitching.
You wanted to see a bitch. Look at that rent control in New York.
Yeah.
My neighbor's uncle, $125 a month.
Rent
control.
control.
New York.
Rent control.
He'll never live. He'll die there.
Right, but he says what's bad about it was apparently
they can't.
They won't fix anything.
Yeah, they can't.
Well, you can fix your own shit at $125 a month.
Can you imagine in New York $125 a month?
It's unheard of.
See that's
the example I get where they can't afford to fix anything.
Right, exactly.
You get stuff like that, and of course it's their fault for.
Why did they pass that rent control just because it was going up so much, Tom?
I don't know.
Because people literally could not afford to live.
But why didn't they make it that at least could go up according to inflation? you know, $125 a month. I mean,
no, they have escalators in there. They had escalators.
It's actually cheaper than my cable bill.
But it was really crazy. Really,
it is.
Don't you think that's crazy? $125
But I don't know.
a month?
Do they still have it? Rent control?
That's what they had said. That he was in that apartment. He's going to die there. You're right. He's 80 years old.
And then I don't think they can switch it. I think.
I don't remember exactly what that was. God,
Go back and forth from rent control.
No, I'm saying I don't think I can technically sell my rent control apartment to Dan.
Unless they die and keep it secret, whatever, and something good like that. You're right.
So everybody's trapped in the same situation. The owner, the tenants, everything.
Yeah, but the subsidy must come from somewhere. Or it was like they do at Stapleton, the buildings, when they built the buildings, they said, okay, you can rent out 80%, but 20% got to be rent controlled. Maybe that's how they do it.
Well, look at Proposition 13 in California. That screws all new people and stuff.
What is that one?
So they could have, whatever when you bought the house, that's the tax you pay from them on. It started in 73. So your house you bought for $25,000 might have been going up to $2 million. You pay the same tax as you did in 1970.
They have that right now.
Yeah.
They have that
They
now.
have that right now.
No. I mean, it's in effect.
Yes.
You wonder why California's gone broke?
Proposition 13.
So you're telling me if I bought a house in 1960 for $25,000, and it's now worth $3 million, I pay property tax on $25,000.
No, whatever it was in 1973. That's when I went in 1973. So
bizarre.
It is.
Have you ever heard of this comedy? This action comedy called it's an old movie called MacGruber.
Isn't that the Saturday Night Live character Will Forte?
It's a kickoff of MacGyver.
He had a skit.
It's like whatchamacallit, a cult classic.
Yeah.
And another one's coming out there, but there are a lot of Saturday Night Live people in it.
Yeah.
So was it good? Was it crazy good?
It's weird.
I think it was just schizo, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's like, well, they had a movie. They made a movie of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A real crazy movie.
The skits are like, he's like racist. It's like, he's like a racist MacGyver.
I'll tell you a funny movie. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
What's that superhero
But
one?
the joke is in that, everyone around him is like, what is going on?
He's like
the crazy one.
Deadpool. Yep, Deadpool. Did you see Deadpool 2?
I love Deadpool.
It was so funny.
I love
Two.
it
Did
so
you see
much.
2?
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
it. Ryan Reynolds is so. Did you wait for the after scenes? You got to wait till the very.
No, my favorite part. I was on the floor.
After the credits, Marvel always has the best shit after the credits.
When he grabbed him, that big monster grabbed him and literally ripped him in half. I was on the floor laughing.
And then when he's growing back,
he's got the little leg.
Oh, he is. This guy's funny.
He's got these.
I like Deadpool. I haven't seen Deadpool 2.
Oh, you've got to see it if you haven't seen it.
What's the name of it?
Deadpool.
Oh, I love it.
1 and 2.
Yeah,
See both.
they're both awesome.
I forgot about that.
So I think the gag is that he, in every skit that everyone dies, like he doesn't
nothing ever
MacGyver
works.
it, and he's always distracted by, he's just a jerk.
Yeah, he's got like a paper clip and something trying to break out. And
But then he's
blows
like
himself up.
making like off-color remarks and just being an ass, and then people are like, what's going on?
I used to love In Living Color when they would do Handyman. He was a handicapped superhero.
Speaking of super, did you ever see Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was another.
Yep. It's like a teenage superhero. Yeah.
He decides he's going to be a superhero.
Yep.
And he doesn't look like a superhero.
No.
No, and he doesn't have any powers or anything. So
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar. What was
Kick-Ass is good.
Yeah, but who was in that?
There's an adult
that
in
does
it.
sound familiar. That does sound familiar. Kick-Ass.
Kid?
And it's a little kid with
Not a little kid.
a girl,
Teenager.
and the girl is in it too. That she becomes.
Yeah, she was in.
She wears purple.
Yeah.
He does, and
it
he
was a
wears
cute
green. There's a
movie.
bunch of them, and then
Oh, that's where her dad really is a badass. Remember?
Nicolas Cage is in it,
Maybe.
Yeah.
and
Her dad. Yeah.
Hit Girl is the name of the girl.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Centeno Schultz. Genuine living stem cell therapy, lest you get ripped off elsewhere. We're here solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. No other show like it anywhere in the universe. That's why we get so many people watching us online from all over the country. We also have radio affiliates, and of course here in our flagship Denver, KHOW, 10 to 1 Mountain Time. So, what does Centeno Schultz do? They harvest stem cells from you at the time of your visit, and then they re-deliver them with imagery to the affected areas, whether it's a sore shoulder, hip, knee, an Achilles, an ACL, elbows. Truly living stem cell therapy. Now, they will tell you the truth about stem cells, and they'll tell you if you're not a good candidate as well. What I love about them is the truth aspect, as opposed to phony baloney places like Stem Cell Institute of America and other places that basically lie to you. Basically, if a chiropractor is giving you treatment with amniotic fluid, he's lying to you if they call it living stem cell therapy. Don't pay for stem cell therapy that is fake. Centeno Schultz, the original clinic to do this, Dr. Chris Centeno, that is, in the country, the original doc to do stem cell therapy. 303-963-9201. They have a Lone Tree office and a Broomfield office. 303-963-9201. CentenoSchultz.com. Also on my referral list at referrallist.com. We have a guest today, and Gigi Wink is with us from Wink & Wink. We're talking about, you know, personal finance, credit, debt, and settlement, and anything you want as well. And then we had a problem with an apartment complex, but we really have to get right to it. Tammy's just got a laundry list. I call it a laundry list of problems. And I'm not belittling this list. There are many, many, many people with legit complaints against landlords. The short answer is there's very little you can do. That truly is the status. There's no sense lying to you. No sense lying to you. You know, if I said, oh, yeah, we can do something, but here's what we do. We patch things up. It's like a Band-Aid approach, but it's better than nothing. We find these situations, we shine a light on them. We tell people about them. The landlord or property management company hears about it and steps up a bit. We've been successful in a few places. In some places, though, it's so far gone, there's nothing we can do. So, Tammy, we can shine a light on this, but other than minimal standards of habitability, which means the place should not be infested with pests, whether roaches, mice, or anything else. The place should have operating plumbing and operating electric and basically secure. Other than that, I'm not sure if anything else falls under the standards of habitability. It's really, really ridiculous how little a landlord has to do to keep something rentable. So here's the deal. You can't probably force them to do anything because they know if you move out, Tammy, they'll get 10 other people in line to rent it, you know? Mm-hmm. So that doesn't mean we give up.
For more money.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. They get rewarded. So what do? We shine a light on it.
But it is infested. Everybody, all of my friends have roaches. All of my friends have mice.
We need video or photos that we can put pressure on this landlord. And that seems to be the biggest problem. And you're saying there are other problems like plumbing problems they don't fix. You know, the idea of having problems that landlords don't fix is common. But if they're major problems, then we have more weight. What jurisdiction are you in? Tell me where you live.
In Brighton.
Brighton. That would be Adams County. Guys, how have we found Adams County District Attorney to deal with? Are they worth a damn when it comes to consumer issues? I know that Weld County are a bunch of hicks and clowns.
Adams County is great for economic crime investigation and that, but I don't know about this kind of stuff,
wait a minute.
Tom.
No, they might be good with this because it's under the consumer veil.
Well, and there's speaking of crime.
Like what? Drugs?
Very suspicious. I mean, it's very suspicious. I've never.
So what's the name of the complex?
We don't even have a name. We're so ghetto, we don't even have a name.
The no-name apartments, and where are they?
In Brighton. I call us the ghetto apartments behind the Chinese restaurant.
Okay, the ghetto apartments behind the Chinese restaurant. Where is it roughly? The cross streets.
Highway 7 and Highway 85. Bridge.
Wait.
Bridge Street.
85 and 7. Highway 85 and 7.
Highway 85 and Bridge Street is Highway 7.
Okay, we're gonna listen. You send us information like pictures and stuff, and give us the who's the landlord?
4-star.
Is it so 4-star?
I have their number.
Oh, real? Are they real? Suzanne, you have their number.
We don't even have an on-site person.
All right. After she gives us some evidence, we will call them, and we'll try to light a fire. Okay, we will. We will try to help now. People who've been waiting a while. Cindy, welcome, Cindy. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Cindy?
Hi there. I
Hi.
need to get my roof replaced, and so do a bunch of my neighbors. But I'm having a big problem getting a roofing company who will give me a dollar amount bid.
You know what, Cindy? Even on a referral list, they don't like doing it. Do you know why?
I don't understand why.
Because they want to get every penny of insurance money. They don't want to leave money on the table, and they don't want to be too high and lose the job. Do you know what I say to all of them? I say, go screw yourself in another way.
How would you tell, though, if it needed new decking and other stuff like that?
Well, hold on. That's always left open. Auxiliary claims are always left open. For example, if they give you a bid, it's always subject to conditions as they see. If there's something unseen, then that's called an auxiliary claim. And there's nothing wrong with that. If they open it up and the decking is rotting, then you need an auxiliary claim. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. But here's what I would do. And I'd like to talk to Jay. Jay Bretz is laid up right now. I mean, his company isn't. He's laid up a little with his leg. I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure he's in bed right now in a painkiller daze listening. He's got terrible break in his leg and surgery and all that. I don't know if he wanted people to know. Did I violate HIPAA? No, I'm not a doctor, so screw yourself.
How about automotive people when
He's
they call
bruised
up?
Now listen. Let's talk about this. They need to be able to put themselves out there and give a price. A lot of times, Cindy, they know damn well they'll do whatever the insurance wants, so why put a price down? Also, they don't want to take the time. They're so busy right now. They're so busy, they don't want to measure and do all of that and give a price. They just don't want to do it. And I say so, don't. But I would not hire a company like that, or at least I wouldn't hire them. I mean, you can't. How do you hire them? What do they put on the contract if they don't give you a price? We'll do whatever insurance wants. I don't want a roofer who's going to do exactly what the insurance wants. I want a roofer who's going to do what I need. That means I want them to tell me before they see the adjuster's report what I need. And then I want them to fight for me with the adjuster. If they won't do it, I won't hire them. I don't care who they are, and I don't care if they're on my list. Now, here's the crazy part of it, okay? If they're on my list, it won't hurt you, but I still don't like it, okay? Because it's not fair for me to have a set of rules and say, you know, this is what you look for, except when you're using my list. But honest to God, I'm going to be straight with you. If I was using one of the companies that's been on my list for a long time, and they say, Tom, don't worry, we'll take care of it, I wouldn't care, because I know they will. But I don't. But you need to know that. You need to know that that company is not going to do just what the insurance wants. If you need more, you need someone who will fight for more. And they're so busy right now, they say whatever the insurance says. Well, that's not necessarily the best, because insurance companies will not always give you what you need. In fact, they never do. Go ahead.
I feel like I got kind of dinged last time because we had to replace our roof after the Southwoods tornado. And I ended up going with a company that knocked on the door. And there was something that wasn't right. And, of course, they were gone. So there was no way to... I don't want to go through that disaster.
I want to get Jay Bretz on the phone. We may have an argument. I want to get...
And don't pay a cent until you're content.
Well, see, that's another thing, you know, with him. You don't even pay a dime until the whole thing's done. But we have other good roofers. You know, obviously, I know Jay personally. I've known him for years. He was the first roofer on my referral list. There's all kinds of reasons I always say excel, but that doesn't mean the other guys on there are chumps. They're good people. So I would say... I would say, Cindy, that's the practice I'd like to see. First, please, Cindy, don't even consider anyone not on the referral list. Don't even consider it. Now, even on the referral list, there are levels of good. I mean, they're not all exactly the same. No one is. I want to talk to Jay or any other roofer. Call me. Even if you're not on the referral list, call me. I'd like to talk to you. Okay? Speaking of contractors, Carolyn will start this problem and we'll look into it. Now, Carolyn, you have a problem with a contractor?
Yes.
Okay, Carolyn. And what is the kind of contractor?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, we're going to go to a quick break. I'm going to ask you to please not be on the speaker, though, when we come back. Hold on. I promise you, you'll be next, Carolyn, all right? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. While we're talking about contractors, do you know you can send your contractor to Buy and Build and save money? You can say, listen, I know you're doing the job. Can you check out Buy and Build? Buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. Or if you're doing do-it-yourself, Buy and Build. Why? Because pennies on the dollar for most everything. On hardwood flooring, pennies on the dollar. Cabinets, the shaker line down to builder grade, whatever you want. Beautiful cabinets with soft close hinges, solid wood, or you can get the laminate ones. You can get whatever your budget allows, but you'll always get more at Buy and Build because of their below wholesale pricing, and especially on plumbing fixtures. Oh my God, and electrical fixtures like lighting. Oh, you'll spend a tenth of what you'll spend at a lighting store. Buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. Go see him, and you will not be disappointed.
What's going on?
It's Iowa. She's a sophomore in college. She's been missing now for over a week. She went out jogging, apparently, but...
Do you remember that girl way back, I think it was in the 70s or 80s here, that went out jogging near Idaho Springs, disappeared, Beth, Mary Beth?
Do you want Jay Brett's?
Yes.
Do you remember that, Gigi?
No. Here?
Yeah. She was a high school student out jogging near
Dude, I was 1 in 73.
No, it wasn't that early. It was maybe, I think it was more the 80s.
Yeah.
Anyway, they never found her. They found her a few years ago.
Oh.
Her remains.
Out in the wilderness?
Yeah. It was a mountain lion dog.
Oh, God.
They thought it was a kidnapping. People seen her truck stopped.
I guess I'd rather go out by mountain lion than by, abduction and all that.
So I have to choose.
At least it would go quick.
I think it would go real quick. I saw a little gif or whatever of a mountain lion flipping a deer over on its back, and it was like nothing.
You ever seen it?
Flipped it.
You ever seen a cat play with a mouse, though?
Oh, they do take their time.
They torture it.
You're right.
It's like smack it around.
You're right. It could be worse.
Why is that? Why do they like doing
They do. I've
Because
seen
you
my
might
cat do
survive an abduction like from a
It'll beat it up and then
cereal
kick it away, and right when the mouse thinks it's over,
might have a
it'll walk
chance,
back
but
up
you are
and
not
smack
escaping
it.
a mountain lion.
You know, Frank, what I
Right?
is that
Did you see the picture of the ones on the deck?
Why is that? The smell?
I meticulously chased oil leaks on that fucking little air coupe and got it perfect, right? And then the mag switch went out, so I was only operating one mag. Then I got the mag back and went flying. Beautiful power, wonderful. And now I got an oil leak.
It's the mag switch.
Well, it's sat for so long, man.
Yeah.
10 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but it's not the main seals. None of you know where they normally leak is the front seal not leaking.
Yeah.
There's no rubber. The crack, the case not leaking. Nothing important.
You know how they seal that case? It's really weird.
No.
They put a coating
String, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a piece of thread, literally.
So you'd have to crack it and redo
No,
it.
no,
but that's not leaking.
my engine, and once you crack that, you just redo it, because you'll never have a cheaper rebuild. But no, it's nothing serious, but God damn it, I'm so tired of chasing leaks, I'm so tired of it. I just had everything perfect.
Isn't there a dye you can put in it or something?
Yeah.
It just sprung all of a sudden, like, where's it coming from? It's like,
and you can never really see. You got to clean it off, run it for just enough time to see it, because otherwise it'll spiral.
Did you put the dye in the oil last time you used that light? Did that work?
I had 2 different Blakes last time and found it. Yeah, I used the dye, but you know what? Yeah, my main problem last time, it was installed incorrectly to fix it, so it made me think I didn't find the right lead. But it was bone dry for about 4 hours. Or maybe 5 hours. And then, it's not giant, but it's not like it was before, but it's definitely something.
Everything.
What now? What now? God.
You get it on the belly, it's so hard to get it clean off.
HCLC, AVI. The only thing I don't have up today is AET. Everything else I'm up.
I'm just tired.
See, I don't have to fix it.
Irritating going after
I'm tired of not having a period of time where everything is working.
You know, that's why I
Never
get rid
have
of a lot of stuff. I got too damn much stuff to maintain.
What's a warranty like on your new plane? Do planes have like a 3-year 36?
They have warranties on brand new factory planes like my Cirrus did, but you know what? They're useless because where are you going to go to a factory warranty center?
Yeah, but what was the warranty?
You had, I think, 100 hours.
Well, that ain't much.
Prop to tail. No, 100 hours is a lot.
Well, how long would that generally be for you back then?
Well, for me it would be maybe a year or less, but for someone else it would be 2 or 3 years.
So they can come out with a what's called an AD, the FAA.
That's never warranted.
That's never warranted. It can come out 3 days after you have the plane. Multi-$1,000 repair. You got your stuff with it.
Do you know right now, every single plane in America has to be able to take its location in space and transmit it to control and to other planes. It's called ADS-B. Every plane, by the end of 2019, it's going to cost the average plane $5,000 or more. Even a little piece of crap.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Now, I have people I want to get comments from, and I have to go back to Sarah, but I do have Jay Bretz from Excel Roofing, and I want to ask him a straight-up question. So many people, and Jay, you know how I feel. So many people are calling and saying, look, I can't get a roofer to give me an estimate. They just tell me whatever the insurance company wants or does. And they won't give me a price. They won't give me materials. They just want to sign a contract. Now, Jay, I don't, honest to God, we haven't talked about this before recently, and I don't know how you stand when you're really busy. But I feel, you know how I feel? Here's how I feel. That I don't want a roofer to tell me that. I'll do whatever the insurance company wants. I want a roofer to tell me what I need and how much it's going to cost, approximately at least. And then I can compare that with the adjuster. So then I can tell if the insurance is shortchanging me or not. And I can have the roofer fight for me. Okay, Jay, I kind of set you up. And again, I don't know how you feel, but what do you think?
Hey, Tom, you know, we do it both ways. And when we go out and we talk to a customer, we tell them, hey, we can write you an estimate. You don't have to show us your insurance papers, and we can do it like that. Or if the customer is set and says, you know, I want you guys to do the job, here's my insurance paperwork. When we get the insurance paperwork, that for sure makes it easier. But what we do every time is we measure the roof, and we do it either with an aerial view or we hand measure it, and then we put it into the insurance software. And when we do that, we make sure that we detail every item that is supposed to be on the roof. And if the insurance company has missed anything, we're going to let the homeowner know at that time. Hey,
even if it's okay. So even if they give you the insurance paperwork ahead of time, you really do have cases where you'll go back to the owner and say, we feel the insurance company missed a few things.
Absolutely. Ice and water shield is a good example. Some cities require it, some don't. Because of that, insurance adjusters will often not put it on there. If we see that it's required and it's not on the insurance adjustment, then we go back to the insurance company and we say, hey, you've missed this part of it.
But not necessarily even required, but just a good idea. That's what I want to see. I want to know that you're taking care of me. But Jay, you know as well as I do, there are roofers, they want to get the job. And
absolutely.
And therefore, they don't give a damn if the insurance company is going to pay for some extra flashing or a ridge vent or whatever. They're just going to do the job and move on to the next. So how do I?
This is the thing, Tom. So that's the way that we do it. There's a lot of guys out there, they don't even know how to measure a roof correctly. They don't know all the items that are required. And so what they want to do, they want to get their hands on the insurance settlement, and they say, okay, we'll do it for this. And they don't even understand things that may be missing. So I think that goes right to your point, that you should get somebody that knows what they're doing, and they know all of the items that should be included on a settlement, and they can figure it out without seeing the adjustment either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. And then, of course, with you, there's no risk because you don't pay until you're done. But I just wanted I wanted to make it clear that not everyone does that. And I tell people, don't pay money just to pay it. Don't just sign over your insurance check. I think you wait for materials to be delivered or work to begin, or as you do it, at the end. So
absolutely, Tom. People, it's almost like they get dumb or they just don't think about it that much. If I asked you, hey Tom, will you give me $7,000? Just write me a check tonight. You'd be like, no. If it was coming out of your personal bank account, but most of the time, because people feel it's an insurance settlement, they go ahead and hand the check over. They treat the money different, and they shouldn't.
All right.
They should treat all the money the same.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And that's Jay from Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400. We have a comment on that credit card. I said I want comments on using credit cards. And contesting them and the whole bunch. Plus, what happens if the name is wrong? Doesn't a credit card issuer check that because some woman got ripped off? Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Tom. What we had done, we had lent our credit card to our youngest daughter.
Okay.
Granddaughter, I should say, to go ahead and buy school supplies, and that was on Saturday. Sunday morning, I had a text from the credit card company saying, did you or did you not authorize this?
I get that too.
And I love them because they
Is it Capital? Is it Capital One?
No, it's actually Discover Card.
Okay, that's very cool. So they knew something was up with the pattern of spending.
Well, they figured, we're just old folks. Why would we be buying school supplies for ourselves?
Exactly.
And Tom, I have one other comment too, if you have a minute.
Go ahead.
Just this last weekend, one of our good friends from North Dakota's brother died here in Colorado. They went home and they found out they needed a probate lawyer in Colorado to find the rest of his assets.
Yeah.
So we went on your referral list and we picked up Flatiron.
Flatiron?
Yes. Are you familiar with them?
Flatiron what?
The towing company?
No. Flatiron is a probate attorney.
I don't know them by Flatiron. I don't know them by Flatiron. I mean, why don't you just search that? Sir, I don't know them by that name. That doesn't mean anything. I usually know people by their name.
Well, his name, the attorney, is David Rich.
David Rich. Hold on, Mark's checking. Anyway, what happened?
Well, we just got this in motion this morning, and he is going to call the people in North Dakota. It's no obligation for the consultation.
Good.
And it also says on your list, there's no monies due until everything is settled.
Okay. Now, we're just double checking. And the reason we say that is because some people claim to be on our list and aren't. And I'm not saying
there is nobody named Flatiron that I know of.
Well, look, did you search it though, Mark?
Of course.
Okay. I don't know what he's talking about. Now, David Salisbury comes to mind, and I'm not saying he's the only one, but you went to referralist.com. Did you look for it, Flatiron? I'm looking. He might have the name wrong. I don't know. I see Cast Iron Recovery, Colorado Flat.
There is a Flatiron out there, but they're not on the referral list. They're out of Boulder.
They're a Flatiron. Yeah, as long as he's not. I don't know how. And again, I don't want to split hairs, Ben, or how they. In other words, here's what I want to say. I don't want you to panic just if they're not on there, right? We can't claim we have the only good people. We can claim that all the people on there are good, but Gigi, what are you finding about that law firm?
What was the attorney's name?
David Rich, did he say? David Rich? Is that it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't come up under probate.
All right. Well, in any case, he said they're only getting. He says they're only getting a a consultation right now, so it's not too late to go over to David Salisbury. He could call David Salisbury. Ben, just make sure. Again, if they're not on the referral list, you don't have to panic. Check them out. If they say they're on the referral list or even don't correct you when you say it, that's a problem. When people fake an association with us. And, Mark, we've had that happen in the past, right? With attorneys.
I deal with it constantly.
Yeah. There are a lot of people claiming to be part of the referrals. What are you finding?
Yeah, David Rich is with Flatiron out of Boulder.
Okay, but not on the referral list?
Not on the referral list.
Okay, that's fine. Ben, again, just make sure he's not misrepresenting, but I don't care if you use him or not. Of course, tell your friend, if they haven't hired him, they should also check out David Salisbury, okay? And he's on the referral list at referralist.com and does probate and wills. All right. Speaking of the referral list, Caroline used not the referral list, but Home Advisor and found a contractor. But let's get to the problem. What happened, Carolyn?
Well, I needed to have my sidewalk refinished, and I decided to put a decorative coating on it. And I did go to Home Advisor, and they recommended a company called iCoat Colorado.
Now, they send what they do is send out your information, and whoever answers it. So did Sidewalk or so whatever side, is it Sidewalk or Sidecoat?
Well, it's called iCoat.
iCoat. Did they call you?
Yes, they did call me, and he came out and, gave me an estimate.
Okay.
And I, waited a couple of months because I was interviewing some other people, of course, that Home Advisor had given me. And so I decided on him, and he required a $1,400 deposit, which I gave him.
A $1,400 deposit for what? For nothing?
To start the job.
Oh, was it then? He was there to start when you gave him the money. It wasn't just I'll come back and start.
No, he was going to come back and start.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I had no reason to think that he would not come back.
Right.
Since, of course,
other than there's nobody checking him out. But anyway, what happened then?
Well, so he was supposed to start in a few days, and so then, of course, it was like, well, I'm running behind schedule, so it'll be in 2 or 3 weeks. And it just kept going farther and farther out.
How long has it been total, dear?
Well, it's been a whole year now.
Yeah, so you got a problem. So I'm going to ask you the obvious question. And again, I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming me for not doing a good job, possibly, of getting the referral list out there. Because as soon as you thought of a coding, you thought, you know what, I'm going to try that referral list. And instead, you went to Home Advisor. So here's what that tells me. They're doing a better job promoting. And that's on me. But as far as on them, what did they do for you? You're calling me for help. What did they do?
Well, they did not do anything. So I did file a complaint with the Economic Crimes Unit.
Good, because it is a violation of the Contractors Trust Act. But I want to know, did Home Advisor take them off of their list?
Well, they took themselves off of Home Advisor's list. But, I have a complaint about Home Advisor in and of itself.
You and thousands of other people. What's your problem with them?
Well, I just think that company is, composed of scam artists.
Well, I don't think everyone. I think there's some people on our referral list that do that too. I think here's what I think. That's the problem. It's the luck of the draw. That's the problem. On the referral list, there is no luck of the draw. They're all good. And you pick whoever you want. On Home Advisor, they just send it out there. When are people going to learn? They just send it out there. And the first people to call you get the job, and you don't know how many times we have been told Home Advisor sent someone or gave my lead to someone who took money and never showed up. So let's get right down to it. Let's help you, and then maybe next time around you'll use the referral list. iCoat Colorado.
Absolutely.
What's their phone number, dear? What's their phone number?
Okay, I've got 2 phone numbers.
And who have you been talking to at iCoat? Because we want to get your money back.
Okay, it's Shane Hancock is the owner.
Hancock, okay.
And it is 303
yeah
885 3452.
Okay. What does Shane Hancock tell you?
Well, I mean, the last several months, he, just would not return my call.
Yet another problem. Hold on, Carolyn, we'll come back to you. Yet another problem. With what? Ha! With a contractor from Home Advisor. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When you find people like Crackerjack Mudjacking on my referral list with 20 years and 20,000 jobs, you're going to find people you know and trust. Crackerjack Mudjacking. What is mudjacking? First of all, it is the pumping of a concrete slurry mix with sand and concrete, and it mimics bedrock soil to make a solid foundation underneath your sloping concrete. Bottom line, if you have concrete that is sinking in one area, maybe raising in another, or cracked, or you find a problem, they can fill the voids underneath. They will take care of the repair from beginning to end, even if it's in the back part of your patio or your basement, because they can pump concrete into small areas. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. They will assess problems at no cost and make honest recommendations. And unlike plastic that can overinflate and overexpand and leach into soils, this is totally natural, solid, and will be there forever. Crackerjack Mudjacking, the best in the business. It's that simple. On my referral list at referralist.com. 303-410-7787.
Home advisor, rip off.
Their website's down to this iCode.
Yeah, I saw that. It's got a security threat too.
Oh, does it?
Nice.
That just means
There's some sort of weird
cookies
or
something. Or it's simply not a secure connection.
Right.
iCode. Now, how come they can do iCode when there's an iPhone? Explain that. Right?
Not the same business.
Well, if there was brand, that's right. If there was brand confusion, but I may be general enough. They don't have to market. Maybe.
Geez, I don't know. You hear anything?
iPad, iPhone,
Oh yeah.
If we said
What about iTab? I think of iTab.
headphones. I think they come after you. headphones.
Yeah.
He's going to buy us lunch.
I bet they definitely would.
What do you think? headphones. They would come after you.
They make they make headphones.
There's like 3 people on the referral list that she could use that did the same thing.
Of course.
And the concrete.
No, they don't do those coatings.
It says stinging and coating. Kenny's Concrete.
Kenny's does. I don't think Sam does.
And who else there? Proform Concrete. So stinging and coating. So I don't know what that means.
We have such good people. I just want to get up there into their name. These people, Jesus Christ.
This is terrible.
Do a good job.
Well, my God, they spend probably $20 million a year, man. That's a lot of money.
But now there's a lot of contractors that don't like.
I forgot how much they bought Angie's for. It was a ridiculous amount.
But contractors don't like them either. Doesn't like Home Advisor because they get charged all the time for every call. And
the one that drives them crazy, I was talking to a guy this morning, is when they pay for a lead and then they never communicate with that lead, whether by phone, email, zero communication. But yet they pay for the lead. So what's to stop them from simply giving phony baloney out? I mean, you'd never know.
And this lead might not even get anything.
Or it's in a completely different, you want new windows and they send you a cement guy.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And they sell the lead 3 to 6 times.
Or more. Yes. Which I don't really have a problem with any of that if it's a real lead. If it's not a real lead, that's where it gets really the muddy waters.
And there's nothing you can do, right? There's nothing to go back on Home Advisors.
Like if I send Gigi a lead saying this guy was talking about bankruptcy, but You can never get in touch with them. You never email. The phone number doesn't work. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
But you got to pay.
But yet you got to pay $100 for the lead.
Awesome.
And then 4 people.
That's a good.
Maybe we're missing something here.
We could say lead advisor.
Lead advisor.
That's it.
Actually, I might go see if that's available. I bet it is.
You'll select your professional caregiver with Visiting Angels. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE. Franchises are available. Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care.
Strawberry biscuits.
Young without money, but you can't.
I like that.
I bought that.
You did?
You can keep it.
On Tom's account, but yes.
Strawberry biscuits.
So what does that mean?
I don't even remember why the hell I bought it.
What does it mean?
Oh, no.
Strawberrybiscuits.com.
Yeah, well, what does it mean?
Nothing. He just bought it. It means nothing. What do you mean what it means? I figured someday someone will make a hell of a good strawberry biscuit and want that damn website.
Right here on KHOW every Saturday.
Hey, at least it's not Holly'sCocktailHour.com.
No, oh, wait.
It was something like that.
Well, I got that.
Holly's Happy Hour?
That's right. Holly's Happy Hour.
Wait.
Call right now.
Then there's Holly, which one? Hollywood.
Or online.
Oh, that's not a bad one, actually. How is it spelled?
Hollywood, W-O-U-L-D. Whether you would recommend it or not.
I got you. Oh, I got you. That's actually not a bad twist, but everybody would go to Hollywood. I would have never in a million years guessed W-O-U-L-D. No, that's not her. Geez, I don't think so.
Holly's Happy Hour.
Yeah, that's bizarre. That's not her, though. There's another Holly's Happy Hour. What are the
Weird.
This looks like our Facebook or something.
Okay, listen,
It's funny, there's 2 of them.
when it comes to home improvements and you want to do a kitchen countertop and you want it to be beautiful, artofgranite.net. Now, I say kitchen counters because that's really what they do, but they do cabinets too with a small markup from the manufacturer, so kitchens and counters. They do it at artofgranite.net, and they do it cheap, and they do it great. He only charges for fabrication and installation. The tear out and hallway's free. The bathroom's free when you have the kitchen done. What I love about it, you can get a price on the phone, Art of Granite, and he's not going to take money and run, so you don't have to worry about that. This is not your fly-by-night. This guy is a great owner, Mitch Floria. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone and do your home improvements, okay? Now, Mark, did you have to say something?
Yeah, I just got a Facebook thing saying it's talking about referral list. We need more northern Colorado businesses. We simply do, and I can't disagree with them. We're actually running a pretty big ad campaign up in Fort Collins, but we have very few members. So if you know good businesses, Fort Collins, just go to referrallist.com, hit join now.
Now, here's the deal, Carolyn. As I said, you know, last year you went to Home Advisor, you got a guy, gave him $1,400, never heard from him. Suzanne, how many times did we hear this?
All the time, Tom. It's frustrating.
From Home Advisor, used to be Angie's List, too, that we hear it from. We hear it about the Better Business Bureau people. You know, there are no guarantees anywhere in life. Let's just face it. Not even on referral lists. But I will tell you this. We get involved. We are actively involved with every single member. We love them. We know them. They know us. We're a pain in their ass. Now we have Gigi Wink with us from winkandwink.com, and she's on the referral list. We love what we do. So please pass that word around. Now, let's talk about what did Clint do? Did he?
Clint talked to the contractor for line 3. We got some good news.
Oh, good.
Tom.
What did you find out, Clint? You talked to him. It's been a year, $1,400. I would say no more excuses. Give the money back or start the job today.
Well, the bad news, it was an LLC and it's gone. He's out of business.
Oh, crap.
The good news is he's contrite about it and says he wants to pay her back in payments.
How did she write that check? Who did you write the check to? Was it to the LLC?
To iCoat. Well, I wrote it a year ago to iCoat, Colorado.
What a bum. What a bum.
Yeah. Well,
hold on. Mark, the good news is he at least talked to us.
It's been a year.
Well, he talked to us, though.
I
Mark.
know.
Mark, listen, I'm
what
not
do you
saying,
think the chances of
Mark,
this
remember
guy paying him
we
back?
have this discussion all the time where you're negative and
What's
I say,
it hurt?
And I say, well, what's to hurt to give him the chance?
I know.
You know, because by
it's been a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt anything to give him the chance to come through. So
can he even come up with 100 today? How about $100?
Shane Hancock says what? What does he say?
He said it was pretty close to paying her back completely, but
Oh, he hasn't given me one dime.
well,
what he meant was in his mind. Go ahead.
How about $20 today?
Yeah.
$20.
No.
Ask him.
Wait, Mark. What did he say, Clint?
he said he felt really bad about it, and he was morally felt he owed it, and he was going to pay her back.
How many other people did he do this? I wonder.
I don't know.
Carolyn, I got to tell you, man, I'm not telling you that Home Advisor is responsible too. They're not. They're not directly responsible, but they should have helped you a lot more than this back then. And I wish you would have called me sooner before he went out of business.
Well, I do too, Tom.
Okay, so listen.
That I deeply regret.
Now, make sure we have your contact information. We'll stay in touch with you. We'll try to get you some payments. Meanwhile, referralist.com. Gary, you want to clarify something with DirecTV. What is it?
Well, there are a couple of three different things. They're not. I currently have. I've had DirecTV, the regular kind, for 3-4 years, and about 5 months ago, I got DirecTV Now. And of course, they say, oh, it's pretty much the same thing, and it's not. It's apples and oranges. But it's not a bad service, and it's about half the price for about the same programming. But there are some gotchas. You know, you have to have a good internet connection. The packages are not identical. If you had HBO on DirecTV, you got like 6 or 7 different direct HBO channels. If you get for $5 a month, you can get HBO on DirecTV Now as an add-on, but you only get, I think, 2 HBO channels.
So tell me something. DirecTV Now is going to replace DirecTV. Why will anyone have a satellite anymore? Why?
Well, because some people don't have internet or a very, very slow internet like I used to. I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Larkspur, and I just I couldn't get anything faster than 12 megabits.
I see.
Until recently. Now I switched over to Comcast. I've got between 60 and 70 megabit, so I'm good.
Okay.
There are people who live even more rural than I do, and they've got like satellite internet, and they're lucky if they get 5 megabits.
All right. Thank you. And Sherry, what's going on with you, Sherry?
Yes. Hi, Tom.
Hi. What's happening?
Okay. I have elderly parents.
Yes.
My dad is a veteran, and they have, unfortunately...
They have what, dear? Oh, my God. I'm just having problems. Every time she goes to tell me, she breaks up on her phone. Okay. Elderly parents. She didn't hang up. She was disconnected. We need to get a hold of her.
I hope she calls
Do you know what
back.
she was going to call?
I do know what she needs.
Okay, what?
She has elderly parents on a flexible mortgage, and she needs someone who can refi them. I've just never heard of a flexible mortgage.
Well, what
Let
she
me see
means,
if
I
that's
think
her.
what she means is variable rate is what she's talking about. You know, like not a fixed rate. And so here's the deal. On a bankruptcy, how long does it take someone's asking for a Chapter 7 from beginning to end?
Well,
Gigi
it
Wing.
depends on if you have any assets they're going to collect. That can stretch it out over a year, but with no asset, 6 months.
6 months is minimum.
Yep.
And how long can it go on?
Oh, there is no time limit. So, I mean, I guess...
normally, realistically, with the ones you handle.
Realistically, year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
And that's if they have to sell things?
That's, or collect back a garnishment. Yeah. Sometimes trustees will put my clients on a payment plan, and those can last 8-9 months, and then they got to do everything to wrap up the estate.
That's Gigi Wink from winkandwink.com. Okay, now, if you're looking for a beautiful smile, but you don't want to go through the expense of cosmetic dentistry, which, by the way, can be $50,000 for a mouthful or more, you can do Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Dr. Kent Lawson is pioneering the new orthodontics, and for adults what it means is you wear expanders of your palate. Yes, even at an older age. It's not fused. It can be moved. He has case histories where mouth structure has been changed, the jaw has been aligned, teeth have dropped into place, and then he uses Invisalign braces for the finishing touches. The whole process is only 2 years and a fraction of the cost. A fraction of the cost of cosmetic dentistry. Look for the new orthodontics, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. By the way, when you have this done, it does fix your TMJ and your sleep apneas because your entire jaw is realigned. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100. The new Orthodontics.
This report is brought to you by ReferralList.com, the original list. Right now, the biggest delays in the drive across town are on the toll road.
Yep.
94 and 70.
That's her.
Boulevard. Watch out for some delays along that.
I want to hear if they play the recorded or if it's a live.
Rest of the drive, seeing typical delays. Southbound I-25, traveling into the Texas.
You know how many people tune in just for this traffic report, though? I never realized it.
Especially if you're driving.
One crash being cleared off Highway Bavaria and 9th.
I'll switch off satellite. I usually hit KOA, though, if I'm just looking for traffic report. I'm just used to that.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 630 K-How.
Have you just added a young driver to your insurance?
Beautiful.
And ouch! Now's the time to call Compass Insurance Group, the insurance experts at ReferralList.com. They are independent, offering the best deals from several companies. Compass Insurance. Choice is good. Excel Roofing is a company I can highly recommend. You may have some old damage, call them, but if anything happens these next few months, remember Excel Roofing. They may not come knocking at your door, but they will be the ones you want. First of all, they're never going to ask you to sign anything to look at your roof. You should never have to sign anything to look at your roof. That's a bunch of crap, these roofers that knock on the door. They're tricking you into a contract. Excel will never trick you into a contract. They will give you a complete contract when they're done examining and tell you everything you need, and if you like it, you sign it. They'll even
We need northern people, man. Just the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've had so many people asking. And then I follow up, and I've left like 4 or 5 messages for like some HVAC companies. The problem is everybody's so fucking busy right now. It's crazy.
Longmont North.
Oh man, do we ever. I probably got 10 different roofing ones just in the last week. They must have had a storm or something. But HVAC was killing me. We have not one that goes there. Not one that goes to Fort Collins. It's not that far, is it?
No, I go there.
The traffic is terrible.
We
That's the
cover
worst
Fort
highway.
Collins.
Yeah, but that highway is
Yeah,
always.
You don't
it's
go
an
to the
hour.
traffic.
It's an hour from Broomfield.
Yesterday, coming back.
Actually, that's further than I thought.
Yeah. It's an hour from Broomfield, and
So-
that's with no accidents.
So it's easily 2 hours from here.
But it just seems the traffic is always bad. I don't care. It doesn't have to be during that.
I'll tell you what's
it
further
can't
away
be
than
bad.
further away than anybody will admit. It's so far it's crazy.
What is?
Purifoy. It is so far away, I can't even tell you. I'm not kidding. It drove me nuts when I was driving there. He was acting like it's right off 25. Let me tell you, it's not.
It's about, what, 4? Oh, no. Off the 25, you're right. Highway 85 is really close.
So that's
From my house in Franktown, I was there like the next day. It was unbelievable.
I started early in the morning. I got there like after.
Yeah, it is a hike.
Fort Lupton.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
God, I just didn't realize how many places out on the eastern plains here that are just stick though, man. They're crazy. Remember that bar I went and checked out for that caller?
Oh, I remember that.
Oh,
that was a bad.
It's like the middle of nowhere.
it was so far away. I'm like, who would buy a bar out here?
What were you thinking?
We were there on a Friday night, like 8 p.m. There's 3 people in the bar. Can you imagine this place on a Monday?
No.
I'm like, why are we
It was
even
probably
here?
the same 3 people every day.
And here's what they said. We're bikers, and we know our biker friends will come up from Denver.
Nope.
I'm like, maybe once.
Yeah. not every night.
Who said that, Mark?
This bar, we had a caller when you were on vacation, almost a year and a half ago. Called up and said, hey, we're looking at this bar. Can you give us some advice? So we drove out and met him out there in the middle of nowhere. I mean nowhere. Nobody in the bar on a Friday. And I struggled talking him out of it.
Oh, my God.
And then I said, well, it's not going to matter because there's not a bank in the world that would ever loan you money
That's
on
cool.
this
The
business.
first business ever.
Come on.
Yeah. A bar.
They were so convinced they were going to get people from Denver.
Tom, on the 14th, you have David Park tentatively, and I just wondered, is it okay to have Jay Bretson that day?
Oh, Jay, you can move around.
Oh, we can make
It would better to have APO financially that day, but
That's a good one.
Okay, so really the 14th isn't a good day.
Is Jay doing okay? Oops.
I thought he was all right.
You know, Gigi Wink is with us from winkandwink.com, bankruptcy attorneys, and I hope you never need her. And I hope you never need Joe Lazzara, criminal defense attorney. Joe is there to help you. Now, you can avoid DUIs. I've said this a million times. Uber, Lyft, designated drivers. For those who have been caught, you need help. You need to get through the system, even if you just want to plead guilty. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. You can search him on referrallist.com. Yes, Gigi?
I wanted to clarify one thing about the length of a bankruptcy,
Okay,
average Chapter 7.
Sure.
Your discharge is going to enter within 3 months or so, regardless of when the case closes.
But the case can remain open.
That's right, because the trustee has to administer it if there's assets.
And when is the snapshot when bills are not due any longer? The date of filing?
Yep, date
and
of
then
filing.
after that, if you incur something new, it's on you.
Yes.
Okay. And usually, from your experience, realistically, how long does it take to reestablish credit?
18 months. Like, not necessarily going gangbusters if you had great credit.
Yeah.
But a lot of my clients don't have great credit when they file. They have bad credit.
Yeah.
And they're back better than where they were before in about 18 months.
Okay. George, welcome. We have lines open, and now's a good time to get through during this break. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. George, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, I had a swamp cooler
Yes, sir.
put on my house when I built it, and I called the company because I thought it was a 2-speed motor, so they sent me a new one.
Now,
And,
this is this a swamp cooler you inherited when you bought the house?
No, I built the house.
Oh, and you had it installed when?
The
originally, the swamp cooler. What year originally?
It was 83 built the house. 83, I think it was.
1983.
That's an old swamp cooler.
Okay, so
No, it's 20 years old. 18.
whatever it is, it's 20 years old. Go ahead, that's fine. So what happened then?
So they sent me a new motor, and I didn't have it put on until this year. It is a brand new.
When did they send you the motor?
Just as soon as I called them.
When? How long ago?
It was probably 18 years ago.
They sent it. Okay. So they sent you a brand new motor in the box 18 years ago. Then what?
Well, this year I decided I wanted to have it put on.
My God in heaven. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. We're going to run out of time. I promise you it won't be 18 years. I'll get to your call right after the break. Now, this is going to be interesting because it's brand new in the box. So we'll figure out what would you do. He just went to get it installed. All of the other calls we will take right after the break. Stick around.
What would you do?
Need to get your drains on.
8 years ago.
Listen, but you don't make them get off the phone.
No, of course not. That's great. He built it in 1983, so that was 20 years ago, he says.
35.
Oh.
What's that?
Motor. God, unbelievable. So it was 19...
So silver box.
They don't have coffee out there, do they?
No, I can get you. Daft, can you bring Gigi up some coffee if you're listening, please?
Do you want anything in it?
Cream and sugar.
Cream and sugar.
I had to go get my dog out of boarding really early, and I didn't have coffee. I just remembered.
God, last time we put our mutts up, there's a cool little place in Franktown, and we've left them there probably 5 times.
Yeah.
They had the shits.
No.
Like I had never seen. So
no.
It got bad enough to where I went up there.
Yeah. Like what?
When I walk in, they had the place completely ripped apart, redoing the floor.
Every dog had them.
Every dog had it. And I'm like, oh my God.
No.
How they let one in there.
Yeah.
And they are so strict with shots. If you don't have everything, they don't let you in.
Yeah, same with mine. And mine does doggy daycare during the day, so he plays all day and then goes and sleeps. But
he's a little Boston Terrier, and they have 2 others, and they were there all weekend. So she said it was really cute because they had Felon, which is my guy,
And they play together.
Finn, and Fig, and they played together, and they were adorable. But mine's always he's loose in the caboose anyway. He's just built that way. He's got a nervous stomach, I think.
That sucks.
But not like,
Not horrible.
no, not uncontrollable. He's the best dog in the world.
Ours got out for probably 6 hours the other day.
Oh no, just all around.
Yeah, but you don't have a fence though.
No, my backyard's fenced, dude.
Oh.
I got 4.5 fence hangers.
You have a huge fence.
So, but they got out front.
Oh no, where did they go? Who knows?
Some neighbors got them and put them in the barn, but you got to picture an old Doberman and a
Oh,
beagle
man.
that are not separable walking through the streets of Franktown.
Just hanging.
They don't
Is your
bark.
beagle chatty? He's not like a loud.
When
no.
they're out back,
Yeah,
they are,
yeah.
or he is.
They're loud.
When they're out front, he's not.
Oh.
When he's not in his area, he doesn't
Then
bark
he's
at
like
other dogs.
trying to watch and see what's going on.
Yeah, they got into it with a turkey one time.
Oh.
Turkey won?
Turkey scared the shit out of both of them, man.
They didn't know what
Wild
it was, I
turkeys are
bet.
huge. Oh,
Yeah, they
had
are
no
pretty
idea.
big, yeah.
When we first moved out there.
Wow.
They had no idea what. Yeah, it would be weird seeing a turkey for the first time.
Wow.
The birds are really big out here.
Yeah, really. I don't know if I like this place.
I don't know about that thing.
Ooh, look
Well,
at that
we
guy
lost
crash.
our last dog to a coyote right out of the backyard.
Oh no, no! It looks like a storm hit the airport.
Ooh.
What airport?
Where's that? I know Erie had some bad ones last week.
Well, it's 9 News. It's got to be somewhere around here.
Recent, right?
Well, you think a tornado would pick up a little Cessna and throw it a million miles?
That was for Cherokee, but where is it?
Pros in the know. Start with Lowe's, because Lowe's makes it easy to save big on
What do you think an old Mooney would cost now? You could probably pick up a Mooney for next to nothing, couldn't you?
Moonies are good planes. Well, why did you say Mooney, though, as opposed to another used plane?
I don't know.
Moonies will probably hold their value more than most. Moonies and Bonanzas. Cessnas don't. Well, the bigger Cessnas do. But
I don't know why I said
any used air, I mean, Mark, you can buy anything for anything. You can buy planes for 20 grand that are pieces of shit that can't fly. But truly, any plane of any airworthiness is going to be $60,000 minimum for a piece of crap. Now, here's the deal. I don't understand what these guys are going to do that have to spend $5 grand minimum. And that $5 grand.
I wonder why that
Look,
transponder costs that much, though.
No, it's not the transponder. Yes, you need a new transponder, but you need a new antenna and you need new software. It's a whole new system. Your plane has to be able. You see, you can't rely on radar to see your plane anymore because they want coverage everywhere in the country.
That's smart.
So they want your plane to transmit its location. It's called ADSB out.
Can you pick up all the other planes around you?
Yeah, well, the whole idea is they're not making ADSB in required. They're only making ADSB out required.
So the control system.
And other planes.
Yeah.
See, here's what they say. All of the sophisticated airplanes and the commercial planes are going to have out and in. So they don't give a shit if you're a crop duster and you can't see other traffic. But they want to make sure other traffic can see you. So even a crop duster has to do it. I'm telling you, if a guy has an airplane, a Champ sitting around 36, 50 horsepower, whatever the hell, they can't fly that son of a bitch anywhere without ADSB out.
What do they do if they don't have an electrical system like an old Cub or Champ?
You don't fly it in an area where you need it. You don't fly it anymore.
Terrible.
There are planes without electrical
Why do you
systems.
say it's terrible? Because it's so mostly unnecessary.
I agree. It's overkill.
Mid-air collisions are really, really rare, and most of
I
them
think
happen
it's
in-
totally overkill. To make an ADSB out is so incredible. It's so expensive. I have to spend, my helicopter is going to be $6 grand. My little airplanes are going to be 6 or 7 each. No, the one is already compliant.
The
It just
new
needs an antenna. I got to tell you, man, it's a major deal. It's a major deal. There is a guy I know that started a company to do nothing but that.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
It's going to knock a lot of people out of the air.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, your consumer advocate. Oh, wow. This hour brought to you by Cam Solar. If you're looking for solar, go camsolar.com/troubleshooter. You know, we have a good relationship with all of our advertisers. Our advertisers truly, what they do is they truly help us to help others as well. And they also have good products and services, and that's why we feature them. Now, Cam Solar, what they're doing is giving you an analysis of your lot free of charge to see if it's practical to get solar. Not all lots are. And they do it through imaging software. They don't have to come out to your home. They can see your roof lines. They can calculate solar radiation. All you have to do is fill out the information, and in 20 minutes they'll get back to you with a no-obligation printout of what your lot can produce and what it will cost. If you want to do it, fine. If not, fine. You don't have to. And here's the great news. If you do it with tax credits and low-interest financing, no money out of pocket, best yet, you save money from day one. Go Cam, C-A-M, gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. Or look for Cam Solar on the referral list, referrallist.com. What do we do here? We help information and referrals. Mark's got some bankruptcy questions, so let's go right to him, and then we'll go to other people as well. 303-713-TALK. Gigi Wink is our guest today from Wink & Wink. They're bankruptcy attorneys. We don't have a single topic show, but certainly we'll take your calls if you have any questions for Gigi. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Tom.
What's going on, bro?
Just working. A friend of mine, he has some medical bills that are in the rears so bad that his wages have begun to be garnished. He doesn't make a whole lot of money, and so what I've recommended is for him to get a hold of Wink & Wink. He's kind of ashamed to do so,
yeah.
So I'm going to ask some questions, hopefully present him some information.
Okay.
So,
sure.
What's the best chapter to do for a single guy that doesn't make a whole lot of money, medical bills? Chapter 13?
Chapter 7. Chapter 7. 13 only makes sense if either you make too much money to file a Chapter 7, and then you repay back some debt based on a math formula, or if you've got assets that you would lose if you filed a Chapter 7.
And so with a Chapter 13... With a Chapter 13, you're able to keep those assets?
Yes, you have to pay to keep them. That's right. You have to pay their non-exempt value.
And you get to do all the past due and what?
Well, if you're trying to make up arrears on a car or a home, yes, you can do that as well.
Now, if a car, and I'm going to let you go back, Mark. I just need to ask this question. If a car or a truck, if you're upside down or it's not worth a lot, what happens then?
Well, all sorts of things can happen. In 13, you can cram down the value of the vehicle and pay it off over 5 years if you've owned it more than 2.5 years.
If you're upside down, can you literally just own it?
No, in Chapter 7, if you're upside down, you can redeem it. This is all, getting in the weeds of bankruptcy, but there are options for upside down cars depending on which chapter, how long you've owned the car.
You can always get rid of the car in either one.
Yeah, you can
but
surrender it and walk away.
But if you want to keep it in a Chapter 13, you literally owe $20,000 on a $10,000 car. Literally, what would happen?
If you've had the car more than 2.5 years, you can cram that loan down to the current value of the car and pay it off over that 5-year term.
Mark, go on with your questions.
Yes. My next question would be, since his wages are being garnished right now, how quickly does that end once he retains a lawyer, and then how much would he need to retain?
Retaining doesn't stop any collection activity. You have to file the bankruptcy for the garnishment to stop. So we can do it quick, but we have to get paid in full. We can't be owed money when we file a bankruptcy, or else we're wiped out just like the medical debt. So that makes it tough when you're getting garnished. But as soon as your bankruptcy is filed, they can't garnish you anymore. They will refund it. Sometimes timing with pay when they run payroll, means it happens one more time.
Okay, and how much would he be looking at, like a ballpark figure?
Ballpark would be $1,500.
Okay.
And we can
All
be
right,
retained for $200, but like I said, that doesn't really help you when you're getting garnished. Sometimes people borrow money. You can't pay anyone back before you file, though.
Oh, you can't pay anybody?
Not before you file, but after.
Okay, but why not before?
Because that would be a preference payment that the trustee could go get back from the person
And
who
that,
paid back.
how long does that last? I mean, how
They look
much
back
in advance?
3 months for a friend, a year for a family member.
And then what about for strangers? They look back.
3 months.
Angel has a question for you. Go ahead. Or is it Angel? I don't. Who is it? Angel?
Angel.
Either way, it's fine.
Okay, sir. What's going on, sir?
So 2 questions in regards to Chapter 7. Does it automatically goes away after 10 years? Is that a fact? And the second question is, if you file for Chapter 7, I was told that in the future, whether it's 10, 20 years from now, you buy a house and you make a profit of that house, eventually they can collect the money that you filed bankruptcy years back?
Nope. So first question was, I'm sorry, I just blanked on your first question.
Credit 10 years.
Oh, yes, it'll come off your credit report in 10 years.
Is that mandatory?
I believe so. Yeah, I think that it's legal. It's a legal. It's
okay.
Yeah, they
So
have
10
to
years.
report it for 10 years. But that doesn't mean your credit is ruined for 10 years. It's just a notation on your credit report. There are many other elements that go into your credit score, so it doesn't mean your credit's ruined for 10 years. The banks want you to think it is, but it's not.
All right. So what about this other one? I think is a myth.
No, if you're bankrupt, if your debt is discharged, it's gone, right? So the
You never have to pay it back.
Yeah,
if
that's
you win
right.
the lottery, you don't have to pay it back.
Now, the only exception to that would be if you were sued and they got a judgment against you and they put that judgment on your home and you weren't able to remove it in bankruptcy, and that's a matter of equity and exemptions. That lien can survive the bankruptcy, but they can't collect against you personally.
No, but
it'll
the
sit on
bottom
the
line
house.
is the only thing that survives is a secure debt.
That's right. You got it.
But no personal liability.
But it survives against the property,
Right.
not against you personally.
Right. So if you have a lien on your house, if you have a mortgage or lien on your house, it survives. Nothing else does.
Yep.
Then I have another question. So, long story short, I ended up filing Chapter 7 almost 10 years ago, and it wasn't by choice. It was my ex-wife. It was by design that she was already got planned. Bottom line is, our house, we ended up short selling the house, and then the mortgage company came and asked us for the difference plus some credit cards. So that's the reason we filed Chapter 7. That's my credit is excellent right now. I do have a house. I do have a lot of equity in my house. I don't even have credit cards or anything. I'm good now. But I'm afraid about if I want to sell my house.
Nope. Nope. Now, they'll do a title search. There shouldn't be anything on there if there wasn't anything prior, other than mortgages, right? So.
Yeah, no. And the house that when we went bankrupt, like I said, we short sell it before.
Nope.
We went bankrupt, and then we rented a house. We filed for Chapter 7, and it was, to be very honest, it was more of a stupid because it wasn't even like $15,000 total. It wasn't a lot, but it was the only choice at the time.
Yep, but, well, I think you're in the clear. I don't think you need to worry about that at all.
How often can you file, Gigi?
For a 7 every 8 years. 13, it's like from 13 to 13.
You have any habitual clients?
I have seen a couple of repeat clients, but that's it. And we're talking about like 2 people over 10 years.
I mean, my personal opinion is, man, that's got to be stupid. Why would you ever let it happen again? I mean,
we know a woman, Suzanne.
Now, a major medical catastrophe or
3
something.
times.
Yep, and one car accident. The one I've got right now is a car accident.
If it's for credit card debt or stuff that you did, I mean,
it wasn't in either case.
Now,
it's stuff out of your control.
Janine, go ahead. Janine, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Janine.
I have heard on more than one occasion now people who have said that they've gone to Home Advisor, and you obviously say don't do that, go to the referral list.
Actually, I don't say don't go do that. What I say is Home Advisor offers 0 protection. It is simply a lead generator and seller to businesses. If you want protection, if you want screening, true screening, if you want someone to complain to afterwards, go to the referral list. If you must, go to both. but at least go to the referral list and give those wonderful people a shot. They're the best. So anyway,
well,
keep going.
My situation has been that twice in the past year, I have needed to go to your referral list.
Yes.
And I got down names and numbers, hadn't even called anyone yet, and all of a sudden I've got 2 or 3 people, contractors or whoever.
Calling you?
They've been calling me, and I'm going, how did you get my name? And they said, oh, Home Advisor gave it to us.
And all you did was searched our referral list?
All I did was search your referral list.
Is there a way, Mark, that they can capture? They can't capture stuff, right? I mean,
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know everything, but I don't think so.
We could ask a company that knows a lot about stuff.
Nor have we heard this from anybody else.
No. But in any case, it could have been that you. I don't know. But see, in order to be called by a contractor, where they actually call you from Home Advisor would have to sell that lead to them, and they would have to know about you. They would have to.
But I mean, literally, it was within minutes.
Did the contractors know your job and information? And all?
Yeah.
See, because we don't ask for name, address, job. All we do is put up a listing, and you pick whoever you want. So I can't even imagine where the hell did they get Did you ever fill out anything anywhere about your job?
No, the only thing, if I filled anything out, would have been on your referral list.
We don't have anything to fill out.
There's something that pops up that, a login
only people
kind of a thing.
To join.
But, yeah.
Only to join. I mean, that would be for a business, but not for a consumer.
No, they join, too, on the new list.
If you want to.
Yeah,
but
of course.
You don't have
if you want to chat and you want to check stuff out and leave
Right.
reviews.
Yeah, but Janine, so wait a minute. Did you fill out membership for that new list?
Oh,
let's do that. Let's let somebody fill it out and see if they get called by somebody.
Not going to happen.
Okay. Janine, I don't know, dear. I just don't know, but thank you for telling us that. 303-713-8255. Wow, we got a lot to talk about, and Alarama says we're going to do something for all of those people out there buying cars, because he hears on the show all the time. People buy a car and they get screwed, blued, and tattooed. They are in trouble because they bought a piece of junk. So, what do you have for people looking for a car?
Yeah, we actually have 3 examples here right now. We have one that's actually a gal can't even fix it because she bought that extended warranty on the used car thing, and boy, it covers everything. And guess what? There was problems. And so I love getting these cars in here and look at them mechanically. Let's see if we can figure out why they're selling it. They either sold it because they bought a great new car. Maybe we can tell that. Maybe they sold it because they found out it needed a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Just didn't want
So
to
what are you going to do for buyers?
So we're going to do the pre-owned vehicle inspection. Honest to God, you're going to get about an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of service inspection. It's a multi-page report that we check on your car, look it through, and we'll go into Carfax. We can go into the service history of the vehicle. In most cases, a lot of the shops are now reporting that. We can look at what has this thing had that's included, no cost. It's $99 for that inspection. I'm urging people to do it because you don't want to come to me and say, I bought a car, can you check it?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, that is wonderful. $99, 2 locations near Evans and I-25. You just go east and then north on Dahlia, a block on the right there, or just south of Bowles on Santa Fe next to Arapahoe Community College. It's on West Church. 303 Pro Auto, $99 with a free Carfax. You can't do better than that for a complete pre-owned vehicle inspection. Do it. Don't get ripped off when you buy a car.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
There's a few slow spots in the highway drive.
She bought the car for $4,500. She takes it to him and he's $9,000
No. Carfax and a pre-owned.
That's a no.
After the fact.
Oh.
She could have taken it to him.
That's
before.
Oh, she didn't take it before.
No, she took it after.
Oh, no.
She didn't call me. She didn't let me know.
No.
I know. Whip her butt.
Dan's kid.
Gigi has talked to our
co-signed for $100 for his
for a friend.
200, and he didn't even get the 200.
Oh, I didn't know that part. That's just insult on top of injury. That is wrong. No.
Hey, can you?
There
car.
brains aren't fully formed.
His is still not fully formed.
And he's 38 now.
I'll tell you, I gotta get mine a car in the next 2 weeks because he's got a driver's license and he's gonna drive himself to school. So.
So you get a used car, I assume.
Yeah.
Dude, take this out.
I know.
And that's a great.
I know.
That's a great deal.
We were just out of town all week, so that's on my list. So I
What do you
definitely,
think the budget is?
About 10.
What sucks though is a brand new Hyundai for about 12.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
100,000 mile
With,
bumper to bumper, or 60,000.
Oh.
Small car, but.
He doesn't. I mean, he could do we were gonna get him a small sedan. We were looking at like a Corolla or something.
Yeah.
So a Hyundai probably isn't much far off that.
God, that's an unbelievable deal for
It is
$12,000.
I was telling who went out and bought one that
Because
day.
I want him to have the backup camera.
Brian.
Yeah, no. Well, wasn't Brian?
It was Brian's partner.
Compass. It was a guy
The
in Compass.
from Compass.
Yeah.
Matt went out and bought one. I was showing him that same day. I told him.
Maybe
he went out
we'll
and bought
look
his
at
kid.
that.
Well, then you just have no
Yeah.
maintenance.
Then you're just
Well, you still do oil change.
You figure
right.
12 grand
right.
is
Which
about.
Mike is very on top of.
Is it good?
Oh my
With
goodness.
taxes and everything.
I get
figure
annoyed. I'm
13.
like, just let it go. I don't care right now. And he's like, nope, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you have to.
Hey, that Carolyn was telling me that there's a class action suit against home advisors in California.
Oh.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's talk to Sherry.
Hi, Tom.
I just want to remind people that Bright Light Chiropractic is the excellent place to go if you're looking. If you're looking for a chiropractor, and the reason I say that is because of the gentle, targeted approach. You don't have to worry about being yanked and all over the place, pulled and yanked. Mark is afraid of chiropractors. No, not at this place. Bright Light Chiropractic, Brighton, yourfamily.com. Well, hold on, let me make sure it's right, because I always try to do that. I always get it wrong. It's Brighton Your Family, right? Not Brighton Mine. BrightonYourFamily.com, BrightonYourFamily.com, and University and County Line. And they do checkouts. Listen to this, evaluations. You only need it once, like in the beginning, right? And that's digital x-rays and thermal scans and consultation for only $50. And adjustments are as little as $30. 720-583-4506. 720-583-4506. University and County Line, BrightonYourFamily.com. So Sherry has elderly parents, and they have a flexible rate loan. I think she's talking about a variable term, like the interest rate is floating. Yes. Is that right, Sherry? And how old are they?
They're in their 80s.
Okay, now, they're in their 80s, and how much do they owe? I'm asking all of this for a very good reason.
$140,000.
$140,000. What's the house truly worth?
Oh, it's a good one. It's truly, it's in Hunter's Glen, so, you're talking $350 easy.
Okay. Now, you said their age again, I'm sorry, in their 80s?
80s.
Okay,
and my dad's a veteran.
All right, vet. Okay, so what's your question, dear? What can you do to refi?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he can get a VA. He can go to Ideal Home Loans.
Okay.
They're great. He can go to Affordable Interest Mortgage. Listen, there's a lot of good lenders. Is there a special reason you're calling? Are you looking for different options?
Well, basically, we obviously want to make it, we don't want a huge closing cost.
Right.
They just don't have that kind of income.
Well,
they're just, yeah.
You're not going to get any of that, any excessive fees with Ideal Home Loans or Affordable Interest Mortgage. Ideal, you always hear me talk about, and I know all of them, but here's the deal. Now, I'm not saying this is a good deal for them, but if they don't care about leaving equity to people, then they really should look into a reverse mortgage. This might be, let me explain something, okay? I'm not trying to talk you into it. It may not be, you may not like it. Here's what happens. You put a mortgage, let's say in their 80s, okay? And at $140K to $350, they can get a lot of money. They can pay off their first, and the rest of the money they can keep and not take at all. They're not charged for it, but it's in an emergency fund that they can borrow against at any time. So if they need money, they borrow it. They don't pay it back, not the $140 nor the other money. Let's say they can borrow, $200. I don't know, $200. Whatever they can borrow. They have an extra $60, or they can borrow $250. I don't know what it's going to turn out to be in the formula. But here's the bottom line. They just have to keep it insured and pay their taxes. That's all. They can use the money for anything they want. If this accrues and accrues and accrues, and it will accrue, and it's going to be compounded. So people say, oh, my God, it's eating up the equity. Yes, it is. But here's the deal. If no one cares about the equity being left to someone, even if they ate up all the equity and then some, your parents can never be asked to move. Now, remember this. Not one dime will go toward paying that mortgage. They'll only have to pay for insurance and taxes. And the taxes they get a relief on because they're in their 80s. I hope they filed for the exemption, because you get a big exemption when you're over 80 or over 65 and you've had the house for 10 years. Okay? Have they had that house for 10 years?
Yes.
Have they filed for the property tax break?
I don't know. I'll have to find that.
Okay, so now you have them living with no house payment. That's what I would do. And even if it goes negative, let's say the worst conditions in the world, the house goes down in value and they've borrowed more, okay? The estate never has a deficiency ever.
My worry is, though, once they get to a certain age and let's say they have to go into care facility.
Right.
Now they can't sell their house and have that money to pay for the care facility.
Well, they've used it. I mean, it's not like somebody took it from them.
Right,
but what they do is they sell their home. If they can sell it, they get them, and they have money left, they get to keep it. If they can't, they walk away. I mean, they'll never be held responsible. But you're absolutely right. It's going to eat up the equity. But really, if you think about it, any loan eats up equity because you're paying back the loan. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want that assuredness, if you want to refi the 140, and you want to make sure that they have that pad to live on, they definitely would have that pad. But I'm going to tell you something, okay? This is something that people struggle with. We get calls all the time where people do have, let's use your case in general. Let's say the house is worth $350.
Sure.
Okay, so if we take $350 minus $140, we're looking at $210. All right, now we have people who say, and the selling expenses, let's say they net $190. Okay. So now they have $190 to go into a nursing home. It will last them no time. And guess what? They use every cent of their money, where other people call us and say, how do we spend down our money? And I say, you don't. That's stupid and immoral to just try to spend your money to get on the public dole. But I'm going to say something to you. Once you loan up that house and use the money, you can honestly say to Medicaid and Medicare, they have no money. And everything is paid. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to cheat. I'm telling you to do what's legal. To do what's legal, they can use every penny of their equity while alive and have none left by the time they have to go into nursing home. You know, so there are people that call me and say, why should my parents, they worked all their lives, why should they give $210,000 for their care and then get on Medicaid when other people get on Medicaid right away? And my a state attorney will say, well, they were supposed to spend it down. And the way you spend it down is you have to do it way before now. It's too late. So I'm not telling you to cheat. I'm just saying, when you see how you're going to feel in the future, when they sell their house, they get $200,000, plop. It all goes to the nursing home, and they don't get a dime. Or they live on it, and they go on a vacation or two, or even a cruise, or they have in-home care, or they have, you know, they buy a car. I'm saying you decide and let your parents decide what to do with their equity instead of using it for a nursing home. And people might be saying, Tom, that's why, how dare you advise people to squander their money while they're alive so they go on Medicaid when they retire or when they're in a nursing home? Guess what? 90% of the population do that. Nobody pays for their long-term care. And you know what? The government set it up that way. If you don't like it, make it illegal. I mean, you know, everyone else is doing it. What are you supposed to do? Say, no, I don't want it? You know, people are such hypocrites. I'm saying do what's legal, do what's best for your parents. If the system allows for you to live off of that equity while they're alive, who cares what they get when they sell their house? Who cares? So if you want to look into it, look into it. We do have reverse mortgage on the referral list, just approvalreverse.com. Just look for them. And again, I am saying what is legal, what is out there, what is allowed. I should say allowed rather than legal because I don't know what you do behind the scenes. But all of this is allowed. Todd has a comment about reverse mortgages. Again, people are going to say they're expensive, they're this, they're that. Yes, they're all of that stuff. Go ahead, Todd.
You're absolutely right. I wanted to point something out because I call all the time on this. The woman that was calling, her parents can have in-home health care. She can manage her reverse mortgage so her parents don't have to leave the home. You know, if they go that route, she can just spend money on in-home health care. People have a credit line that earns interest. Their balance is charged interest.
You're right.
They can make minimal payments. They can avoid the balance from going up just by paying the $150 a month that it's being charged.
You're right.
That way, well, here's the thing. I work for I find people, and I tell them, I try to find people who don't qualify, and I tell them to stay away from it. I consult people on reverse mortgage. I work for a Christian company called Alliance Guarantee Mortgage, and I consult people. I'm not looking to push people into a reverse mortgage. I tell them if it's the best thing for them or not. But people don't talk enough about how to manage a reverse mortgage because it's possible.
Right.
It's great that those people don't want to leave their equity. Everything you said is right. Let it blow up. Let it go out of control. But if people want to have any money left over, they can manage it really easy.
You know what I love? You know what I love is if houses go down after you. Right now is the best time in the world. Appraisals are high. If things go down after this, you still keep that money based on what it appraised for.
And it's earning interest.
Right.
Based off the T-bill. It's still earning. So that's why you don't want to take it out until you need it because it transfers.
What Todd means is if you have a line of credit and let's say they pay off the 140 and they have another 200 sitting in a line or 100. If that 100 is sitting in a line not used, it earns interest. So their borrowing power goes up from 100 to 140 to 150 to 160. Yeah, it just sits there and earns interest towards your borrowing limit. Now, we did have, did you know what Brooke wanted to say? I'm sorry, I didn't get to her in time. I was just about to get to her. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so we'll come back to all of your calls. Get right in right now. Fix It 24/7 is doing this extraordinary tune-up for the $39. If you've heard me talk about it, you're not going to believe what they do for $39. And that is they come in and they completely, basically disassemble to the point they can and refurbish with new filters, and they do lubrication, and they check all of the fluids or the refrigerant, they check pressures, they check for leaks, they clean, they take care of it all, they give you a no breakdown guarantee. This is normally a $139 service. They do it for $39, and it's extraordinary. I'm telling you, you're going to think they take the jacket off, they look at the compressor, the coils, they spray them clean with a special a lubricant and a special cleaner. You will think this thing has been refurbished. That's Fix It. $39. If you're not having issues, do it. If you're having an issue, do it, because if they find it, you'll get a full written, honest report. All $39. 720-526-3939. That's the $39 clean and check of my air conditioning or furnace. 720-526-3939.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. With Rob Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, all Wall Street falling in afternoon trading as declines in high-profile tech titans, including Facebook, Netflix, and Twitter, and wave on the NASDAQ.
RICO stands for racketeering. And well, the first word is racketeering.
RICO's basically money laundering.
Yep. It's Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act.
Okay, yeah. Florida, they're going after
That's
home advisors.
a big deal.
Yeah, I know. That's a huge deal.
That makes you wonder what
I mean,
are they doing?
huh? I don't know if that's true. Oh, Yeah, she told me that there's class action in California, RICO, and Florida. I guess we can look it up.
Here.
See if there's an action against them.
Well, a class action, there's not going to be anything with the government. RICO would
No,
be
the class
brought by-
action's in Florida. The RICO thing is, I mean.
What is RICO, though? What would RICO be? I don't see where RICO falls in. RICO, by the way, is not just money laundering. RICO is an organized effort. So what they do is it allows them to group together different crimes and show a pattern. I know that for sure, but what those crimes are, I don't know. Like, for example, I doubt that, like, unrelated crimes, what does it do? What does it?
I don't know. They gotta be working in concert.
Yeah, but
Right.
toward, in other words, it's a definition of organized crime. That's what RICO is, organized crime.
I'm trying to figure out how Home Advisor could possibly be investigated on a for a RICO.
Because they couldn't
RICO. It's Racketeering, Influence, and Corruption Organizations. So basically, it's calling you a crime syndicate.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Wikipedia. It says it's a federal law that provides extended criminal penalties if you are defined as an ongoing criminal organization. So to call Home Advisor an ongoing criminal organization, Jesus, are they really being prosecuted for that?
Well, it looks like here's a 2016 case, class action lawsuit.
It focuses
It
specifically
says
on
charges them with violations of RICO and state law claims.
Violations of RICO.
Yeah.
What Home Advisor is being charged. This lady's right.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it says it right here. Class action lawsuit alleges RICO violations by IAC
And what part
Interactive
of
Court.
RICO?
This one doesn't say. Okay. Leads generated through third parties, including from sweepstake entries premised on free giveaways. Home service professionals charge for leads.
I wonder if they sell leads more from.
They're
I
saying
wonder
they're
if they
not
get
vetted at
leads other than people who go on to HomeAdvisor.com.
Right, well, they're
I wonder if
saying
they
it's
take
from-
leads from other places
Yep.
and
Well,
resell them. Like
yeah,
us.
yeah.
You know what? For example, they can go and find any leads from anywhere
Yes.
and sell them.
It's
I suppose it hacked us. That lady was almost claiming that that was what happened.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dave wants to talk about an alternative for broadband or cell phone or something. Dave, what's going on, sir?
How you doing, Tom?
Good, man. What's happening?
I listened to you guys off and on all morning long, and I heard you say something about moving away from DirecTV and maybe moving to some kind of broadband. Is there something or a company that you recommend as far as
here's what I'm saying, is
television?
that if you can get broadband, broadband is the future, in my opinion, whether it's wireless broadband or direct broadband, meaning by wire. But to do, to me, a satellite is old school, although there are some places remote enough where a satellite might be needed. But I even disagree with that, because with the repeater towers now up, you can get broadband almost anywhere on Earth. You can get broadband. They're doing it in third world countries. Actually, broadband and cellular service is preferred to wiring. They don't even bother trying to wire villages. There are some remote parts of the world that have better broadband than we do. So once you get the broadband, then you decide what service you want to piggyback the broadband. Do you want DirecTV Now? Do you want Netflix or a combination thereof? Apple TV. They're all predicated on broadband. So are you asking, who do you go for broadband, or who do you go for services on broadband?
Who do you go for broadband?
For broadband itself, let's talk about it. You have Comcast. You have Xfinity is doing a lot of wireless now, and that is Comcast. Mark, broadband. I mean, CenturyLink does broadband. Who else does broadband?
Comcast, CenturyLink.
I mean, there are a ton of broadband providers. There are resellers. Where are you? A lot depends on where you are.
I'm up in Westminster. I'm in town.
Okay. I like Comcast for broadband.
Okay. If you can get it.
What does that mean, Mark?
Well, like, I can't get it.
Okay, out in Franktown area. Why?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of, because they never ran the cable when they developed it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Now, what about wireless services, Mark? They have
HughesNet is probably the largest.
But that's satellite. That has latency. I hate it.
Big time latency.
But what about the rods, the wireless ones?
Microwave works very well.
Yeah, like
if it's available.
There used to be a really big one out in that area that was very fast and very good. What do you use?
CenturyLink.
Okay. Dave, what do you use now?
I've got DirecTV through CenturyLink.
So your broadband is CenturyLink, or do you not have broadband?
I don't have broadband. I have satellite.
But you use satellite for your internet?
No, I'm still.
What do you use for internet? Like
for internet, I still got dial-up.
Wait. Dial-up?
Yeah.
You do
runs
not.
through my phone line. Yeah, I do.
When you say dial-up, you mean a modem that stays connected, though, right? It's at least like a fast. It's not dial-up, but it's more of a.
It's faster than dial-up, but that's the only way I can describe it. I mean.
Yeah. What is ISDN? Is it called? Do they still use ISDN?
I don't think so.
So you have phone service. Basically, that's giving you broadband. So I think that's probably. Do you know how fast it is?
No, I can't tell you that. I mean, my internet's pretty quick. I mean, it's not slow at all.
Then you have CenturyLink broadband is what you have.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like to me. I would look at what I have. I mean, and just either boost that, and then I would get rid of all the unrelated services. I don't know why people are paying for cable at all.
Have you noticed at CenturyLink we haven't had complaints for a long time?
Why is that?
They finally got rid of all those weird freaking billing techniques.
I have noticed, Mark. I only noticed because you just mentioned it. Yes. Joy. What's going on, Joy?
Well, hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on with you?
Good. I have a real simple question for you, I think. I have 3 different credit cards that, like a Home Depot, Wells Fargo, Care Credit, that I have not used and don't need. And they've just kind of been hanging out there. So I just got some notices from each one of them saying, you haven't been using your card, so if you don't use it and make a purchase by such and such a date, we will go ahead and close your account.
Really?
And I'm fine. Yeah, I've gotten all 3 of them. Have sent them like within a 2-week period.
I'd use it.
Now, can I say something?
Why do I want them? And my question was going to be,
what's your question?
Better for me to close them, or does it hurt my credit if they close them?
First, let's talk about if you left them open.
Okay.
Having having available credit that you don't use a lot, Gigi Wink from Wink and Wink, is good for your credit score.
Yep.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more credit you have available that you do not use is huge, believe it or not. And you use it, but if you don't use it at all, it's not good. But if you use it occasionally, I literally, to build credit, have multiple cards and I rotate usage on purpose. Now, to get to your question, if you just don't like having them and you want to close them, it's better if you close them than if they close.
That's what I wondered. Okay.
But all your ratios go down.
Yeah, you're going to hurt your score when you close.
Well, and I have a really good score, so maybe
you're going to hurt it.
Go ahead.
You could actually hurt it by 10 to 20 points.
Oh my.
It'll go back up again, but it's always better. Now, are they charging you an annual fee?
No.
Oh, then why won't you use them and just keep them alive?
Because I just retired, and it's like credit. Everywhere you go, they want to give you credit, and it's like, no, I don't want to.
How many cards do you have?
Well, I only have.
How many actual cards?
You mean like the Home Depot and stuff?
Total credit cards, how many?
Actual credit cards? Oh, probably 4.
And how many of the 4 are captive?
Captive? What's
Meaning
that mean?
Home Depot you can't use at Nordstrom.
Oh.
How many are captive cards?
2 of them are. Okay, I've got 5 altogether if you count Care Credit. So 2 of them are captive.
What is Care Credit is for health?
It's for like if you need dental work and you can't afford to pay for
throw
it
it
up
out.
front.
It's the worst credit card in the world. I'd close it.
Well, no, it's actually been awesome in my life because if you pay within 12 months, there have been no fees at all.
Well, then
so
I take that back. I take that back. I didn't know the terms. Here's what I would do. I'd keep them all open.
Okay.
And you have it helps your credit. I mean, no, if you're philosophical, listen. Dave Ramsey's philosophically opposed to credit and thinks it's a drug and everyone should do away with it. I disagree totally. Now, I do agree that a lot of people get in trouble. So I guess in those cases, yeah, don't use them. Just like if you have a tooth pulled, don't take Vicodin if you're an addict. I mean, you just have to figure out what you're going to do.
Right.
Don't drink, don't have liquor. I mean, but I think leaving them open and using them sparingly is great for your credit. Mike, welcome to the show. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Long time listener.
Well, thank you for that. I do appreciate it, by the way. I really do. What's going on?
Well, my sister just called me. She bought a new car last Thursday.
Okay.
From Nissan dealership in Greeley.
Okay.
So it had 2018, 5 miles on it, had hail damage. It was in the deal to repair it.
Oh, it was?
They repaired it. Yes, that was in the deal.
Okay.
So they repaired it. They're supposed to be doing paintless dent removal. Apparently they got hit with hail. They left it out. She hasn't received the car yet.
Oh, crap.
They left it out on their lot yesterday. It got hit again with hail. They just called her and notified her. It's now her responsibility.
Well, theoretically, they're right. I mean, in the purest sense of things, she bought it. They fixed it. It was on the lot, and it got hit again, and it's under her insurance.
Did they ever fix it?
That's what I was just going to ask. I was just going to ask
that. That was my question.
We've
not seen the car since last Thursday, so there's no proof on our part that they ever repaired it.
Exactly.
She was supposed to receive it Saturday, and they called her and said it wasn't finished yet, so she couldn't pick it up.
Then when did the other storm come?
Yesterday afternoon.
Like literally.
Wow. I wonder if Nick could tell the difference between old and new hits, but they're both new.
Yeah, you can.
It's a 2018 car. The previous damage was just like, she purchased the car Thursday.
You could make the argument.
Storm Wednesday.
You could make the argument that she never got the car. I mean,
well, she didn't take delivery.
Yeah, she didn't, but she kind of didn't. You're right. You know what? That's like the other guy. Remember with the sap? He bought the car, but but that damage.
He didn't know.
But
she acknowledged this damage.
No. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the new damage. If it was new sap, he would have been responsible, but it was old sap.
Yeah.
See, the old.
He was a sap.
Once you purchase something, you are theoretically responsible.
Correct. That I agree with.
Although she never took delivery. That's the odd part.
I know.
Right.
I would argue that my thing says, hail. What does it say in writing? Hail will be repaired. What does it say?
That's curious.
Yeah, it's.
What is it actually? It's called the It's called the WEO statement.
The WEO.
What's it say?
And the WEO statement.
I don't have in my hand, but
all right, I want to know what it says, and I want to run it by our attorneys because I have a feeling that it doesn't say we will fix this hail damage, but no further hail damage. It says we're going to fix hail damage before delivery or something. I'm going to tell you, man, they may have screwed themselves.
That's how my sister repeated it to me.
No repeat.
Have her take a picture of it and send it to us.
I want to see the statement on to be continued. Now, of course, it would have been better if you had a garage. And One Clear Choice Door, of course, will help you with that garage door or the opener, oneclearchoicedoors.com. When I say the best, do you get tired of hearing it? Okay, I'm going to tell you this. They are the best. Whether you're tired of hearing it or not, I don't care. You got a problem with the garage door, call them. You want a new garage door, call them. You want an opener, call them. You want to just get the free Martino inspection and service and hinge bolt tightening and lubrication, call them. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 303-565-6409. Just one choice, OneClearChoiceDoors.com.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Problems once again traveling up into the high country along westbound I-70.
I don't think you can make higher hair.
You're throwing your stuff.
I'm not. You're not going to be able to. I swear to God, I don't think you'll be any. Now, by the way, you don't plan on keeping this.
No, I was going to put them in a folder right in there because a lot of times I would give you my paperwork, my copies and stuff, especially if it comes in a fax. And if you tear it up, now we don't have the fax anymore.
It's like a. It's like a.
I'll tell you why. Do you have a?
It's kind of like magic.
Turn off the audio?
No.
Right now, just a few clouds above and 70. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Find leading brands for your next paint or stain project in one convenient place. Lowe's. Brands like Purdy and Cabot, trusted by pro painters so you know you can count on them too. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Your experience is going to be better at the DMV.
We are upgrading our computer systems in order to serve you faster.
We're making a 35-year technology improvement, so please be patient.
We're excited to introduce the Drive system to both driver license and motor vehicle offices in Colorado. The new system, Colorado Drives, will allow for faster transactions and processing and additional online services. Registration and title services will be unavailable August 1st through 5th, but online and participating kiosks will remain open for registration renewals. Colorado driver license services, both in-office and online, will be unavailable August 2nd and 3rd. To register your vehicle or find out more, go to colorado.gov/DMV.
Please plan ahead and renew early.
Use the online renewal tool at mydmv.colorado.gov. Sponsored by the Colorado Division of Motor Vehicles, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Dr. Ben Carson, former presidential candidate and current Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, is visiting the Denver area on Tuesday, and he'll join us as well, 8:34 Tuesday morning, here on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. The one and only, the best show around, the only show that does this. Wally's got a comment on the car with hail damage. She bought the car and had a WEO statement saying, we'll fix hail damage. They fixed it. They said they put it out on a lot, and another hailstorm came, and this one is her responsibility. I don't even know if they closed the deal. I have no idea. I think they closed the deal, but we don't know. Anyway, go ahead, Wally.
Well, my point would be, he said that she was supposed to pick it up Saturday evening by close of business. If they didn't have it complete, my argument would be the car wouldn't have been here, thus it wouldn't have been hail damaged again had you had it done on time. And on top of that, the dealership isn't working on Sunday. So if they didn't have it done by close of business on Saturday,
then it still had hail damage.
Back to what you guys said, how do you even know that it was fixed?
You're right. I don't, and I think it's screwy. That's what I think. And we're gonna fight for that angle, that we think this should be fixed. Daff.
We had a caller that just said video cameras. All of those places have video cameras, so they might be able to see if they had been worked on.
You're right.
And the dealership is closed on Sundays. So
yeah, he just said that too.
Oh, he did. I wasn't listening.
No, that's good.
Perfect.
Nick has a property tax question. Go ahead. Nick.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
I want to pick your brain at the end of the show. We bought a house, cash, out in Michigan, that sits on 1 acre, paid cash for that, but we're doing a land contract on 4 acres. Do I have to pay the taxes on, I just received a form, $1,300 for the summer taxes. Do I have to pay the full $1,300, or do I go half with the homeowner? Or the guy that we bought the property from?
All taxes are prorated based on the date of closing. However, many times they pay. It's hard. You pay the whole thing, but at closing you were credited. You have to look at the closing doc. It's whatever that says. I mean, in other words, usually what happens is if you buy it, let's just take exactly mid-year. If you buy it and close in June, you are going to pay the whole thing when it comes due in December if you pay in the rears. But you have been credited at closing for 6 months. So it really depends. You got to look at your closing docs. Normally, that's the way they do it. Everyone pays the bill when they get it. And so, let's say you closed 9 months into it. Okay? At closing, 9 times whatever it is yours, and it's subtracted from your side of the ledger, or from their side of what you owe. It's credited to you. When the bill comes in December, rather than track down someone to pay the 9 months, you pay the whole bill. And that should be very clear to you on the closing docs, Nick. Okay?
Okay.
So if you want to get the closing docs and send them, we can have somebody look at them for you. Or we can both look at them. Ben, sorry about this. You were, I don't know what happened earlier, but you had some probate questions.
Yes, Tom.
Go ahead, Ben. Oh, you were the guy that said you guys found an attorney. It's no big deal, but apparently you thought he was on the referral list for probate, and he's not. And again, I don't want to indict him because he's not on the referral list. I just want to make sure he wasn't misrepresenting himself.
No, Tom, and that was our mistake.
Okay.
When we were searching, he was not on your list.
Okay, fine, okay.
But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
We called David Salisbury.
Yes. And he is on our list, yes.
And this man, believe it or not, he's on vacation. And he called these people in North Dakota to take care of what their problem is.
Isn't that wonderful? David Salisbury did that.
Yes, and he's on vacation, and he calls them.
He's cool. That's very cool. We love hearing that kind of stuff. So you got answers to your probate questions then?
Well, not mine. They're not my questions.
Yeah.
They are our friends in North Dakota. But she said that he was just wonderful.
Well, that's good to know, man. I got to tell you, we love hearing it. I'm trying to find his commercial so I can just give his number, or Suzanne can give his number, or I'm say Daphne's there. 303-713-TALK. Let me just get David's number for Will's probates and all of that. He's just a good guy. Why is my computer screwing up? It is. Here it is. Oh, man, just when you need something. Here it is. Okay, sorry. 720-493-3911. Dwight. What's going on, Dwight?
Yes, Tom.
What's happening?
I have a dog that thinks he's born to wander.
Yep.
I'm looking at
What kind of dog is it?
He's part Siberian, part bull.
Oh, part bulldog and part Siberian?
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, make short story long. I'm looking. I have a 6-foot cedar fence. He goes over it in about 3 seconds.
A 6-foot fence?
I'm looking at a product called the Invisible Fence.
I love it. I have had it with every home. And
I had one.
I love them.
That's what I needed to
Daphne?
hear.
I had a dog who jumped 6-foot fence, and we put in the invisible fence, and he basically laughed at us and just scaled it, and he's nowhere near it.
You didn't have the parameter wide enough.
Oh, we had it around the whole
No,
thing.
I mean, you can widen the path so he gets warned and shocked before he gets to the border.
You're right. You're correct.
Bella jumped our fence when we put one of those up. No, ours was, what do you call it? No, it's like 4 feet high.
Oh, okay.
The kind you can see through. But after I gave her the short tour by dragging her around, she never did it again.
No, you got to teach them. It does require some training to teach them where it is. But and then you have to show them not only where it is, but you have to widen the path wide enough so if they even get near it, they get hurt, not hurt.
Well,
you know
it goes ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, and then it gets a little tiny vibration. And then you can narrow it. But the bad news is both of your dogs, you have one dog, but the mix of those dogs are thick, stubborn, and can take a lot of pain.
And very clever.
The Huskies and the Bulldogs, they can take a lot of pain. I don't know if they're going to sit and laugh at it. But if you're looking where to buy it, it's the one that actually has the franchise that I use called Invisible Fence. Do you know what I love about...
I dragged that dog after she jumped it.
The tour, that you're right about it.
Right around it.
And you show some flags?
No, one more time.
Did you have some flags that she could see? Or something visible?
No, just the fence itself, my real fence.
Right, the real fence.
They're really smart.
Yeah, but you trained your friend.
Amazing.
Archie. I put a shock collar on my neighbor one time.
Mark, you know what we had here? We had one time a vibrating collar. I want to do it again, damn it. They could go on Troubleshooter.com, and if they loved my ranting, they would hit yes. If they hated no, we got instant feedback. When I got too many negatives, it shocked me.
No!
Mark, it was the greatest app in the world, and it wasn't a real shock. It was a vibration,
It was just a little...
and the red light went on. We got to do it again.
Oh, how
because now
funny is
that
that?
we have a camera,
Yeah.
now that we have